just so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, nobody made us, and no one can take this cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people, don't mess with this. Let's go.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Patrick and the People. That's right, baby. It's the Friday edition. We are here. We are live and super excited about today. It's going to be, man, one hell of a show. We got a lot going on. So let me introduce you to the people here today. To my left, you know, Amanda Parker, owner of The Break Room and Snark Master Extraordinaire.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
I see that she brought the labor simulator machine.
I think I'm just going to roll with it or keep it up here so that it's ready for whenever it's time.
That's great. That's great.
we
That's
go.
great. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Come on in, man. Come on in.
Come on in. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
Come
have
on
a seat,
in.
John. How you doing, man?
Yeah, come on in.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, man.
How's things?
Things are good. Things are
are
good.
great.
Yeah, we just got on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I probably don't even have to introduce him to you, John Reep.
Yeah.
That's right, baby. John
Morning
Reep.
this morning.
Yeah, glad to have you in the studio,
Good
man.
to be here, man. I like this whole get up you got
Man,
here.
it's
This
kind of
nice.
different, isn't it, man?
Yeah, well, I try to do the same thing in my hometown. I have
Yeah,
a podcast where I live in Hickory, North Carolina,
right.
called the Carolina Reaper, and it's like this big building in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't think what goes on in there.
No,
I
no.
love the big space of it, you know.
Yeah, no, I do too. And then right here to my right, owner of Piercings by Chad Sledge. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How y'all doing this morning?
Yeah, man.
Good.
And then to my right over here is Dick Colligan. Yeah, another comedian who's performing tonight at the Looney Bin with John Reep. How you doing today,
Thanks so
man?
much, man. I'm great. Good to be here.
Good. Dick, by the way, will be in our after-school special on Saturday, so we'll be airing that interview with him. I had a great interview with him, and yeah, man, he was a former investment banker who went rogue and became a comedian. So
They're
kind of,
still looking for me.
yeah, they're still looking for you over there. All right. Well, let's get to who has outrun the Grim Reaper this year. And let's start with
That's the name of my corporation, by the way.
is it? That's
Yeah.
a great corporation
Well,
name.
Grin Reaper.
The Grin Reaper. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. Good,
Follow
good,
him on
good.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yeah. Gretchen Mole, she's 52. You know her from 310 to Yuma. Parker Posey,
Oh.
56. You know her from Lost in Space. Tara Reid, she's 49. You know her from Sharknado. Man, boy, talk about a difference in from here to there. Oof, man, lovely lady, but wow. Let's see who else here. Leif Garrett is 63, if you even know who that
Whoa,
is.
he's alive?
He's alive. That's what we said a minute ago. Like, wow, he's
How
alive.
is he only 63?
I know, it doesn't even make sense. Seems
not
like he should be
Well, he's
900.
looked 63 for the last
I
20
know.
years.
Yeah, him and Danny
We need
Bonaduce
to
both.
fact check this one. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think he has a mysterious aging disease.
He might.
Yeah.
Tech 9 is 53. By the way, if you don't know his government name, Aaron Dantes Yates.
All right.
SZA is 35, and Bonnie Raitt is 75.
There's no way that
wow.
Bonnie Raitt is older than Leif Garrett. That's
It
mathematically.
doesn't even make sense, does it? No.
That's something to talk about.
No.
Hey, oh, nice. All right. You just get to a little bit of news that you can use here. So we'll just start. Let's start here. Apparently, the Rockefeller Christmas tree is no longer standing in Massachusetts. It was cut down this week, the first tree to come from Massachusetts since 1959. The Rockefeller Center's chief gardener and tree scout, what a job title, Eric Paz, has had his eye on it for 4 years. Man, you know,
Wow.
his life is about trees, isn't it?
Let's pause on it.
That's, sounds creepy like a groomer.
It does. Like he's been grooming the tree.
Been looking at that tree since it was
Yeah.
1 year old. Like, take
That's
it easy,
right.
bud.
That's right. Just a little sapling. I'm thinking about it right now.
Watching it in tree school.
It's a tree school. Hey, you know, the Menendez brothers were getting out, and now everybody doesn't know because they changed the prosecutor.
Oh, are they actually getting out for real?
Well, they kind of are out. I think they're maybe at least one of them's in a halfway house or something like that. But
Yeah.
now that they got rid of that district attorney, they've got a new one, and so he may make a different decision.
Wow.
And they say, hey, no, you thought you were out, but you're not.
That was a great docuseries. I don't know if you guys saw
I
it.
did watch
Yeah,
it, man.
yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It
Wasn't
was
it? What,
really
what did
good.
you think about it?
I laughed out loud when at the funeral scene when they played Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, right.
Did you see that part?
I did. Yes.
I don't know.
what?
Is that part true?
I
Is that
don't
like
know if that's
artistic
true.
license going
It's
on?
got to be artistic
That
license.
was hilarious.
Because who picks Milli Vanilli
Yeah,
at the
I'm in
funeral?
love with you, girl.
Yeah, right.
You know, it was so crazy. I mean, it was very entertaining, and a lot of times they embellish
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well, of course they do.
But if you watch it, you believe what went on in that story. I mean, there's a docu series, and there's also like an acted series with
Yes,
actors.
I saw
There's
that
two
one as
different
well.
ones. I
Yes,
saw
there are.
both.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you kind of believe it. Like
You kind of
their
wonder.
dad was a monster.
Yeah, it seems like.
The
I
stuff he
mean,
did the Menudo as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So it makes sense. I can see them getting out.
Yeah,
Totally.
no,
I mean, they're gonna kill anybody else.
No, I don't think they're trying to take anyone else out. They don't have any money left, so I
Right.
mean, it's not like what are they going to do? Stay in an apartment somewhere? You know? Have you seen the new? You've seen Tiger King before?
Oh
right?
my God, yes.
We're interviewing Joe Exotic, I think, mid-November.
Really?
Yeah, from
That
prison.
is awesome.
But have you seen the new Chimp Crazy or Chimp
I
Lady?
have. I'm all about the docu.
You too? Yeah, me too, man.
I love it. In
Man,
fact,
that lady makes Joe Exotic look like a damn
It's a
genius.
yeah, I mean, and what I love about those series is it's not just one story. You'll start off in one story, and then all
Right.
of a sudden, bam! Here's a new character out of nowhere, and then
Right.
you take that rabbit hole for two series.
Yeah, no,
or two episodes.
absolutely you do.
I love that stuff.
And I'm going to tell you what, this lady, I was watching it and I'm like, do you know how stupid you look right now? Because she's trying to hide this monkey, this chimp from the feds,
Yeah.
but she's doing a documentary showing that she's lying to the feds. She goes
Yeah.
downstairs. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's still alive. I didn't get rid of it. And you're like, you realize they're going to watch this in just a matter of, you're going to prison.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that works out for her.
Yeah, no,
I could imagine
right.
how she was getting her money. Like, it's expensive to house all these monkeys and animals that she had, and where was her money coming from?
I don't know if it was just donations or what was going on.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think she was illegally selling them, kind of like
I'm
the Tiger
sure
King
of
was
that.
going on.
Yeah. And then she's like, I know what to do. And then you see her, she's feeding them Gatorade and ho-hos. And it's like, I don't think that's the zoology diet for a chimpanzee. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. A judge is leaning towards giving Mariah Carey a big win for her All I Want for Christmas Is You case. Apparently, a Mississippi artist, Vince Vance and the Valiants, recorded a song with the same title in '89 and brought a suit against Carey in '22. Sought $20 million from it, but ultimately dropped the case. Last year, he refiled, but the district judge says she's inclined to grant the request by Carey's legal team to dismiss it. Somebody's just trying to cash in on her, but man, if anything could stop it from playing, I'd be in favor of it.
Which song came out first? Hers or this other guy's?
No, hers did. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, hers did.
Well,
I
can we
believe.
give his a chance? I'd like to hear it.
I'd like to at least
You know what I
sample
mean?
it.
Let's see if it's-
anything but
Anything to
hers.
take over that one.
No, I know that's right, man.
Yeah.
Utah, the police said it wasn't gifts they found during a traffic stop in Utah, but drugs covered in Christmas wrapping paper. Utah Highway Patrol troopers pulled over a Charger about 110 miles an hour. Good idea when you got drugs in the car, by the way. Canine officers brought to the scene, and they had two safes wrapped like presents. The safes vacuum sealed containers with various drugs and paraphernalia inside. Maybe they thought the safe was protected somehow.
The hardest pinata ever.
No doubt about it.
They're never going to look in the safe.
No, they'll never unwrap these presents.
Yeah, we'll just open that. Okay, well,
Oh,
obviously,
it's a safe. Never mind.
can't get in here,
Yeah,
so we'll just be done.
Free.
This looks legit.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Streaming service Max will crack down on password sharing. All these bastards. You got enough money. The CFO of Warner Brothers Discovery said yesterday they'll ramp up and a rollout of what the company calls very soft messaging. That's like weak porn, soft messaging, reminding subscribers to pay for the extra users. The Grammy nominees apparently will be unveiled this morning. Does anyone care about the Grammys anymore, honestly? Do you care about them?
I don't care about any award show.
Me either.
At all.
None.
No,
Zero.
no.
How about you, man?
Is Mariah Carey involved?
Probably.
Yes. Yeah, I'm afraid so. No?
he's a-
Chad, do you get excited about the Grammys, do you?
I don't think it matters anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore. It used to be, I guess because there was such a gap between regular folks and celebrities
Right.
that you would wait for these events to see them and hear what
Right.
they had to say. But shit, now you can go anywhere and find them. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go online and talk to about anybody you want to, really.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
The internet's changed all of that.
Yeah.
That whole glitz and glamour where you look up to the stars.
Yeah.
Nobody. In fact, you look down on them kind of now.
Well, some do. Yeah, no, you're right. I
100%.
mean,
the P.
it-
Diddy list, the Epstein
The
Island. I
Diddy.
mean, all this
Yeah.
stuff.
man, did he?
It's all going to go down. I cannot wait for
I
2025.
don't think you want to phrase it. It's all going to go down. 824's new horror film Heretic may land the top spot at the box office this weekend. It stars Hugh Grant, projected to make about $8 million in its debut. Meanwhile, Venom: The Last Dance set to make another $12 million in its third weekend. The critics don't like that movie, but everybody else seems to. I think that Tom Hardy is a phenomenal actor. You like
Oh,
him?
love
He is.
Tom
He's
Hardy.
incredible.
I like the first and second one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah, I do too.
They were
I-
good.
I'm not into the whole.
Comic book movies.
I here and there. I was for a minute on that train for a while, and then
Yeah.
it just got to be. Well, so do we all have the same
Well,
powers? I don't
yeah,
know.
well, you
We can
start
all
to
fly.
get-
We can all shoot laser beams out of our fingers. I
You
don't
start
know
to
the
get into
rules.
less relevant heroes.
Yeah.
You know, they're real small heroes who can light a cigarette with their thumb. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
you gotta
yeah,
get on
like that.
Wikipedia and find out what their power is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hold on,
mean,
which one?
yeah.
So how does this trump that one?
Yeah.
You know, it's like. It's
Let me
getting
go to
be a
my
little much.
explainer. It's tough.
That's why I love the first Joker, not the second one. The first Joker.
Oh yeah, it was real simple, straightforward.
Well, everything that happened in that movie is something that could happen in real life.
Yeah.
There was no special power. It's all about mental health and.
See, you sound very much like my wife. She doesn't give a damn about any of these underwear wearing people if it's not Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Yeah.
And even with a mask on, Ryan Reynolds still will get more attention than me. You know?
Even the one with all the
Yeah.
the burned face.
That's right. Doesn't even matter. He's still beating me out. Normally, you think of the upper Midwest to the Northeast getting the first real snow of the year, but not New Mexico. Well, Las Vegas, the one in New Mexico, was the big winner yesterday.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
They got 33 inches.
Whoa.
There was a blizzard warning in effect.
They shut down the damn state.
Yeah, that's pretty weird to see over there
33
isn't it?
where's
In New
this-
Mexico.
But like, is there? I don't know the climate over there. I know it's really hot, but is there a mountain range through New Mexico?
Yeah,
that would
there is
typically get
definitely
it?
a
Okay.
mountain range
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Hey, now, John, you might be the only person in this room who would be interested in this, but I'll share it with you.
Please.
If you don't want to cook Thanksgiving this year, you go to the Ritz-Carlton in New York Central Park,
Yep.
and they got you covered. They'll
a
cook
Reep
and
family
serve your
tradition.
holiday. I knew it is. Up to 8 guests, just 96 grand, John. That's all it is.
Yeah. We'll
Thanksgiving.
slum it this year and do it.
Yeah, it'd be real hard for you, wouldn't it? Well, what do you get for that? Well, let's see. It comes with an in-suite brunch with fruit, bagels, eggs, French toast,
Oh, perfect.
bacon, potatoes, all the juice and coffee you can drink. That's
There you
that's
go.
very generous. 2-bedroom suite. You get access to the lounge. The suite converts to a 4-bed space, giving you living rooms, 2 of them, pantries, kids of all ages. Yeah, this sounds $96,000 sounds insane for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Is this
doesn't it?
like Home Alone Thanksgiving where like the kid shows up and
It's not even that good. No. The Fed is going to cut the interest rates by a 1/4 point.
Here we go.
So that's, I guess that's positive that
Yeah.
it's going to go down, right?
Yes.
Time to refinance.
Yeah, baby. Well, maybe not on the 1/4 point, but we're going to get
you're
closer.
gonna be real desperate if a 1/4 point. Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, this is great. This is exactly what everybody goes, God damn it. An Illinois woman won $1 million from a lottery ticket she bought on a whim, shopping for groceries. She picked up her winning ticket at a quick stop on her way to visit her aunt. Then she put it in her purse and forgot about it. The woman only discovered her win a few days later when she noticed the forgotten ticket in her purse. She was curious, so she said, "Oh, I'll scan it with the lottery app." Boom, $1 million.
Oh
Wow.
$1
man.
million.
Good for her.
She's been walking around in her purse. Probably had a couple days where she was real tight, waiting on money to come in.
That's
Uh-huh.
You
crazy.
know how hard it is to find a woman for her stuff in her purse, though. You know,
Man, right?
she's
Yeah,
probably
no,
looking for a few days.
I will not, absolutely. If my wife even said, "You can get that out of my purse," I'd be like, "Nope,
Nope.
not going to do
There
it."
you go.
Now there's a bear trap in that ditch somewhere, and I don't want anything to do with it. I'll tell you that right now, man. Okay, let's see if there's some sports that you care about. John, are you a sports guy?
Football is all I care about.
Football is your big thing.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
the Carolina Panthers.
I knew it.
I thought it would not be that.
I'm loyal to the home team. You know,
Okay.
what can I say?
Man, what are they?
We've won 2
2-7?
games, 2-7. Yeah, we beat the Saints and the Raiders. That's it.
Yep.
I saw when they sent them to London to play. I was like, what's crazy is
Man.
Yeah, get out of the country.
yeah, we don't want to watch it. Let's send it to London. They'll pay big money to watch this shit.
Yeah. They don't even know what football is.
No, they're like, where's the soccer
You mean
ball
you can
at?
touch it with your hands?
And after watching the Panthers, they still don't know.
No,
The Panthers don't know.
That is damn sure the truth. Hold on.
I got my start in comedy because of football. I
Did
went,
you really?
I got kicked out of a Carolina Panthers game for dancing in the end zone when they first came into the NFL.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
there's a whole video of it on YouTube. You can look it up.
It's got to be on YouTube.
How did
It's
you
on
end up-
YouTube.
how
That's
did
how
you
I got
end
my
up-
start.
How'd you end up in the end zone?
I was invited by the mascot. His name is Sir Purr.
Purr.
Yes, most feared mascot in all of the NFL.
Yes, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Mr. Pussy.
Sir Purr. Yeah, big gay cat was taken, so they went with Sir Purr. I was already dancing. Look, it was the first year in the NFL for the Panthers. We were
Yeah.
very excited. You know, I was 22, 23 years old. and,
Yeah.
You know, tailgating. I'm in the cheap seats. I'm drunk, and every time out they play music, and I would just get up and start dancing like an idiot to make
Well,
my
then,
friends
because
laugh.
why not?
Exactly, and that just grew. And so by third quarter, I'm on this grass hill behind the goal post, and some player got hurt, and they're playing music for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I'm going off, and I would do one dance move, point to that side of the stadium. 75,000 people.
Right.
So finally, the mascot's like, can't beat him, join him. He walks over
Right.
to me. There's a fence. He goes, come out here and dance with me. He
Oh,
invited me.
wow.
And my friends
You
threw me over the
upstaged the
fence.
mascot.
I did.
That's great.
And so I started dancing, and that's where the video kicks in. I'm break dancing. I'm doing the worm on the 5-yard line, and all of a sudden, and the crowd's going, yay! And then it just turns to boos, and I'm thinking, oh no, they don't like the worm.
I'm way out of time.
But they're not booing me. They're booing the cops who are running out into the field behind me to arrest me because they never saw
Oh, man.
Sir
The
Purr's
mascot.
invitation.
Yeah. So
They
what,
never saw the invitation.
so
They
did
saw
the mascot run over to help you?
Sir Purr tried to protect me. No, we learned in that situation that Sir Purr does not have the authority to invite people. It's like he threw me under the bus a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
man.
That Sir title's just a figurehead. He's not like
Yeah. He's not really nice.
No, definitely not in the royal family. I'm sorry.
He
Yeah.
threw
a
me
knight
on
of the
sword.
realm.
That is great. That's great. Here, let's do this real quick. We're going to change things up some.
Brought to you by the new herpes. If you have old herpes, new herpes is better. It's herpier.
If you're looking for a vehicle, how about a late model, low mileage vehicle? Go to Fitz Auto. Listen, if you want a car, a truck, an SUV, a boat, a camper, a side-by-side, they have everything that you want and then some. But don't worry about bad credit. That's what they deal with. They're their own bank. Look, you can check them out online at fitzauto.com, or you can go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. Find out why we've bought 7 vehicles from Fitz Auto. They're that. Do you live or work in Conway, and are you a vapor? Yeah, and listen, stop going to crappy gas stations to get your vapes. Go to Crazy J's. They've got 2 locations in Conway, every kind of flavor you can imagine. Not only that, but if you love the electric lettuce, and who doesn't, they've got all kinds of glassware, some of the coolest stuff that you've ever seen. So no matter whether you're trying to get your vape on or your bud on, Crazy J's is the way to go. Check them out. They've got 2 locations in Conway. Crazy J's for all your vape and smoke needs, baby. All right, we are back. So, John, I don't know if you even remember because it's been so long ago, but the first time I encountered you, we actually booked you here to perform at a charity event that we had.
What was the venue?
The venue was an event center over in Little Rock at the Metroplex area.
The Metroplex.
Yeah, man.
Now
yeah.
that I remember.
Yeah. And you came in and headlined for us
Did I
in a
do
boxing
okay?
ring.
You did awesome.
The boxing ring, I told
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, you remember
That's
now,
the
don't
only
you?
show in a boxing ring I've ever done in my life.
Well,
That was fun, though.
yeah, man, it's kind of crazy,
That
wasn't
was crazy, but
it? Yeah, no.
hey, listen, I got that on my resume now.
You do have that on your resume. You know you've come to
I'm
Arkansas.
undefeated in the boxing.
There you go.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point, man.
That was a good time.
It was a
Yeah,
good time,
great
man.
night.
We had a great night and raised a lot of money actually for charity, so that was a great
Good.
thing. Yeah, no, it was a great night.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, well, good to see you again as well. So tell me what's been going on with you. What's
man.
going on right now with you?
Well, I lived in L.A. for 18 years.
Right.
And I moved back home to Hickory, North Carolina.
Okay. Are you happy to be back?
Very happy.
Yeah.
Well, my dad had a stroke, which is what started the whole thing. So we had to move Dad to a skilled nursing facility, and my mom's never lived by herself. 77 years old, got glaucoma, brittle bones. So I thought, well, this is it. You know, it's time from God, time for me to cash in my LA chips. I sold my condo and I moved all the way across the country to live with Mom, same house I grew up in.
Wow.
And then I felt like, well, that's what a good son does.
Well, sure. Right.
And then a pandemic happened.
Oh, right.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
And I couldn't even leave if I wanted to. All my gigs were getting canceled.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell people I was a comedian anymore.
No.
I had to tell them, I think I'm an elder care Uber driver.
Yeah, I'm looking into Uber now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. I drove Mom around to doctor's appointments, skilled nursing facilities.
Yeah.
All the CVS's, all of them. And so that was it. I was back home with Mom, and we just watched. We watched Tiger King. We watched the whole Tiger
Oh,
King
everybody
series.
watched. That's what we were talking about the other day. Is man, what a benefit to that show, because everybody was in the house watching that show at the same damn
It
time.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom was even looking. She picked it out. She goes, "Oh, look, here's a new series called Tiger King. I bet you it's a spinoff of The Lion King."
Yeah, but not at all.
A good wholesome Disney product.
Yeah, no, it was very much. He's very wholesome, like Disney. And everybody was blown away by the guy because he was insane.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like, wow, this guy's truly insane.
I was obsessed with that. I
Oh,
mean, I've
who
watched
wasn't?
it several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Just to, and I actually, so I will. Notoriously, my family, everybody in North Carolina goes to Myrtle Beach on vacation.
Okay, yeah.
And Doc Antle
Yes.
has his
yeah.
place in Myrtle Beach.
Does he really? Okay.
Yeah. But, well, he did 2 years ago. I think he might be in jail now.
I think he's in prison now, yeah.
But there's a good chance that I went down there and fed one of those.
One of those tigers.
Actually, there's a picture of me handing an elephant a carrot.
Is it really? That's great. That is great, man.
So I was
That
like,
is
oh,
great.
I'll go and check it out. It's famous now. I gotta
Right,
go.
I gotta go. Yeah, sure. So you get hit with the pandemic, and how did you emerge out of that?
Well, I got COVID pretty early, July 2020. I'm an OG COVID.
Right.
Well, it's just me and Tom Hanks for a little bit.
Right, yeah, just you two
That's my
guys.
buddy, trendsetters, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's
Well,
what
we
you
got
do.
it, then everybody else had to go get it.
Yeah.
So had it, beat it, Survivor.
The Survivor.
You know?
I need a shirt that says
Yeah.
COVID Survivor. That is great. Do
Well,
they
I'm
have
a-
ribbons for that?
It should be.
Yeah.
I tell people I'm a hero, honestly.
You really, you did
I'm
it
a
before
hero.
everyone else.
Well, I
did.
took all 17 of those vaccines. Plus, I did shots of Fireball, Lysol, and Pine Sol.
and still got COVID.
I got
got
it
it.
right now. I took a rapid test. I didn't even know it, but I feel good. Probably monkeypox.
Yeah, probably so, for sure, man.
But no, yeah, I got that. You know, obviously that went away.
You're right.
After time. And I still I do 2 podcasts from home, and I still act. I still do gigs here and there, and I'm on the current season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Are
right
you,
now.
man? That's so
Yeah.
awesome, man. How is it working with Larry Davis?
That's what I
That'll
love
be
about this
amazing.
setup right here. I mean, you know, the internet's changed everything, and COVID helped too in a weird way because Zoom.
It did.
Everybody got used to Zoom interviews.
Yeah,
and
no,
it
you're
wasn't
right.
like you can't turn it down because you're not in person. So people got it became acceptable.
Yeah, it only took a pandemic to realize you don't have to drive to the office for that dumbass meeting.
Yeah, or auditions.
Yeah,
And
oh,
so that's
yeah.
how I got parts. I mean, I would just literally, like you have here, I have a setup like this with
Yeah.
a whole room of just green screen, and I got guys who would love to be a part of, you know, making something happen in
Sure.
Hollywood or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So I just auditioned from my own studio in Hickory, and I got the part for Curb Your Enthusiasm.
So you mailed it in.
I mailed it in.
Literally.
Emailed it in. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. On
So,
the second episode, Larry David meets me in jail.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But
that
it's
is awesome.
a big,
That's awesome.
big part of the storyline.
That is so great,
Yeah.
though. And, you know, he is such a, when you watch the Larry David show, you understand Seinfeld very well.
Oh yeah.
Because really, I mean, it's almost a same vein type of writing. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, he wrote most of
Yeah.
him and Jerry, I guess, together. But you can see watching it that Larry David's really the force. You
He's
know,
very good at tying stories together.
Yeah.
You know, taking an idea that we all have and then turning it into a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that about him. He's very good at storytelling. But I was a little intimidated because he's a famous old curmudgeon
Right.
who can be very mean.
Yeah.
But he was just very professional. And, you know, there's no script in that show. There's not a script.
Really?
Right.
No, they give you scenarios.
Okay.
So
and
the
you just work
audition,
it.
yeah, the audition was literally like, okay, so do a scene where you and Larry meet in jail, and you got like acid reflux, and you just start talking about it, and then at the end of it, get his number. I'm like, okay, so I just have
And
to
so
make
you
up
just
the whole
wing it.
thing. I
Just
did.
make up your own background. Yeah.
So the beauty of that is it develops over the takes. You know, you do like
Yeah.
you know you do the take like 30 times because there's no film anymore.
Right,
You can just
right,
delete
right.
it if you don't
Yeah.
like it. You can be there all day just doing it until you get it. You whittle it down to what you want.
Yeah.
And it's I think it makes it more believable.
That's pretty amazing. So let me ask you, now that you've, been in the circuit for so long, clearly you've met people that gave you, you get a little bit of, you're just excited. You're
Sure.
just shocked that you're meeting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is, names a couple people
Well, Larry
like
David
that.
was one. Oh man, this one came out of nowhere. I was in Nashville. I've been going to Nashville for years.
Okay.
Great comedy club there called Zanies. I'm there doing a music video with a friend of mine, and I get a phone call from my agent at the time who said, "Hey, Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood know that you're in town,
Wow.
and they're fans of yours, and they want to meet you. Apparently, they have the same, not agent, but agency.
Okay.
William Morrison Denver. I'm low on that totem pole.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's a big one.
Yeah, Garth Brooks is probably
all they gotta
among
do
the
is
tops.
Call their person, and go call this lower person.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
want to meet John Reep. So that
Yeah.
randomly happened.
Yeah. Do you have his number? Doesn't matter. Call him.
I do have it.
No, I mean, yeah, he's got your number.
It was crazy though, because I said, "Well, how does this happen?" She goes, "Well, we'll just give Trisha Yearwood your phone number, and then y'all just go from there." And she sent me this long text. I know it's weird, but we just think you're great. We'd like to meet you. We want to invite you over for dinner before your show.
Wow.
We can't really come out there because it would change everything.
Right.
People would stop looking at you. They would look at us.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. I
I
get
know,
it.
no, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
thank you for not coming.
Yes.
But
How surreal is it to show up to that house?
it's crazy. Well, I was engaged at the time and now married. My wife now, at the time, fiance, I called her up. I'm like, you have to fly to Nashville because we're going on
Right
a double
now.
date right now.
Right now.
With Garth Brooks and Trish. And
Yeah,
so
I'm
I-
not packed. It doesn't matter.
No,
Come on.
Get out here. And we didn't go to their house. They have a studio that was in downtown Nashville. They
Okay.
own the whole building. At the very
Okay.
top floor is pretty much a penthouse.
Yeah, right.
And she has a cooking show that she did for a while. Still does.
Oh,
And so we went up to the top floor, and it looked like a real house with a real kitchen, and they were cooking stuff, and it's like you've known them forever.
they
And
just started
she
talking.
realized
What's
how weird
up?
it
What's
was,
up, John? How you
and they
doing?
started doing my bits at me. It's like,
Oh,
how did you come up with this? And how did you come up with this? And is this a true story? I'm like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
tell me about Chris Gaines, please.
Yeah, I want to know why. Why did you do it?
Yeah.
That
But, I mean,
haircut, those bangs. What happened?
Yeah, I wanted to say so bad. My one only joke about that is, why don't you just change your name to Garth Brooks?
You're right. That would have made sense. Hey, oh. Okay.
But no, it was just they're very polite, very nice. I mean, he is what you think he is, just really nice.
Just a real down to earth, nice
He
guy.
does his research on you. He'll know more about you than you know about him, and it will just bombard you with questions, so you don't really get a chance.
Well, that's fine.
But he gave
Then
us
I
the
don't have
tour.
to say much.
No, that's right.
I just got to answer.
He was very nice. He made a plate for my wife, and it was very.
Did he ever feed
family.
you
Yes.
anything?
He fed me a grape, couple
Yeah.
of grapes.
Yeah.
I took a long nap. I don't remember much after that.
You saw Bill Cosby leave? Yeah, I didn't even talk to. Oh, never mind.
But that was one of those surreal moments that you were asking me about.
Yeah,
where it's
that's
just
gotta
like,
be,
I
man.
don't know how to act in this.
No, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is an amazing one. That's
That's better
pretty
than the
damn cool.
$96,000 Ritz-Carlton Thanksgiving.
No, it's way better than that. No, by all means, it's better than that. Dick, so tell folks about yourself, where they can find what's going on in your world.
Well, I'm here in Little Rock, Arkansas right now. I drove to
Well, that's the end of it right
Well-
there.
what I thought was a meth lab this morning, and turns out it was a podcast studio.
That is correct, yes. Yeah, we do hide ourselves as a meth lab so just the criminals will respect us.
Well, that blue ice over there?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Those are lab suits. That's what they are.
My Lyft driver was like, "Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
Yeah, he's like,
what kind of shoes you got on, son?" I don't know. Yeah, I'm here from Florida. I moved to Florida about three years ago during COVID. COVID chased me down there, and I'm from New York originally. Was an investment banker for about 10 years on Wall Street, and COVID was basically like F that, and here we go. So yeah, I'm basically a refugee.
right.
To call myself.
Another COVID survivor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the asylum state of Florida,
Yeah.
and life is great,
Do
man.
you
It's fun.
still mess with the stocks and stuff like that, or are you into it at all? Tell me about crypto.
Stay far away.
Okay.
Meth is safer than crypto.
Oh, man.
Just don't use it, and it's a great
I
investment.
mean, right now everything has went up.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
tomorrow
well, yeah.
it'll go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
mean,
So basically, you're saying cash out now.
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as you possibly can, if you can. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might steal your money. Who knows?
Right. Right.
It's the Wild West. I mean, if
Yeah,
if you,
crypto's crazy to me.
Yeah, if you don't have enough excitement in your life, invest in crypto for sure.
Yeah.
Who is that one guy that he had on his computer like a gazillion
Yeah.
shares of it, and he threw the computer away?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
the
I heard
laptop.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
laptop.
And wasn't that the one where that he had run? He had one attempt left on his passwords. He'd run through all of them.
Oh,
Can
man.
you imagine? You got one attempt left, and it locks up for good. Nobody can do anything with it, and there's like $1 billion on it.
Yeah.
And that guy's name is Hunter Biden. No.
Yeah,
I really
that's-
think
A
they're
lot
gonna.
of stuff on that laptop.
yeah. There's a lot more than crypto on that laptop. There's no doubt about it, man. That is.
I hate the fact that some of these websites you go to, they say, all right, now create your own password. And you go, okay, well, here's the one I like. And they go, no,
Nope.
no, we don't like that one. We don't like that one for you.
Not
No.
gonna work.
That's too easy.
No.
But it's mine.
Right.
I'll take the risk.
I
It's
want
my password.
I want to remember it.
Yeah.
Do you want to use strong password? Why? I'll never remember that.
Yeah, the
shit.
ones that they give you as
Yeah.
here's one.
No.
It's
Okay.
all the letters in the alphabet.
And some symbols I didn't even know were on there. Is this wingdings?
Here's one that
What is this?
This is Elon Musk's child's name.
Made by NASA.
That's great. That's great. So, of all the roles you've played, what do you think your favorite role is, John?
Oh, favorite. Well,
Besides the one you're currently doing on Curb
no,
Your
my favorite.
Enthusiasm.
that was fun. I think the one I like the most when I look back at it is Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo
I knew
Bay.
it.
And everybody loves that role, man.
You were awesome in that, man.
Thank you.
were awesome.
Thank you. That one was fun. I mean, I went into that one not intimidated because I didn't watch the first Harold and Kumar when I got the offer to do
Okay.
the second
That
one.
was bold.
So I wasn't like I was like
I don't care.
I was like, I get it. It's the Cheech and Chong remake.
Yeah, okay.
I get it. You guys like weed, okay? That's breaking ground. Let me guess, some weird shit happens.
And Stacy Keach a lizard.
Yeah, there's a scene where he rides a cheetah in the forest. I go, oh.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So I wasn't intimidated. At least I didn't know who these actors were. They kind of
Yeah.
came out of nowhere. And so I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
And so when I went in there, I felt like I did a good job, not because I was being like cocky about it. It was just like I was confident about
Right.
it. And it turned out pretty good. But the dream come true job was Eastbound and Down on HBO.
Man,
yeah.
yes.
I was on the last season of that, and I was intimidated because
bet
I
you
was a
were.
fan of it. I was Kenny Powers for Halloween 2 years prior. to that.
Wow, yeah.
The role you were born to play.
Let me tell you, man. I bet it was intimidating. What a great writer he is.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Those guys don't get the credit. I mean, it came out of nowhere. The whole John Rocker story, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you look at his history, not John Rocker, but Kenny McBride's
yeah,
history.
yeah.
These guys went to film school. They were buddies from there, and they just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then, of course, they come up with these wacky scenarios. Did you ever see the Foot Fist Way?
Yes, I did say it's crazy.
So
isn't
that basically Will Ferrell saw the Foot Fist Way, It's like, who are these ridiculous people?
There are these clowns.
And
Yeah.
he got involved, and then everything else happened after that.
Okay, so Will Ferrell was kind of the domino on that.
Yeah, and then they went on to do Vice Principals, Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones is phenomenal.
I
man.
cannot wait for the new season.
Oh my God! And I'll tell you what, as everybody in that cast is top level, but
Yeah.
Judy,
Oh my
the
God!
lines they
Thank
give
you.
her
Yeah.
are the best of all. She's
Yeah.
insane, man.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know of her beforehand, and now I'm a big fan. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
like,
Well, she's
when are you
like-
coming back?
Yeah, she's like that chick in Ozark. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Yeah, what was her name? Ruth.
They also give you liberties on that show to like improv and just it's a little bit. There's a script, but there's also a lot of room to create your own little
Right.
world and stuff like that. So I played Jed Forney, who was an ex NASCAR champion, a part of the sports sesh.
Yeah.
When Kenny got fired, and had to make his comeback. He said, "Well, I gotta be famous. I gotta be on TV.
Right.
So I'll just be on a sports talk show." And he infiltrated the whole thing. That was a fun.
That's
summer.
it was a great series of episodes about that because, he went from, going in and realizing that people liked him to then he got all swole up and then it came into, just dominate and take
Everything
over.
he does, he ruins it at the end.
No, he always ruins it. Yeah. No, but the series is, look, I liked Danny McBride before that, but after that, I was a real fan of Danny McBride.
Yeah.
I love the movie This Is the End.
Yeah,
with him.
That was
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
That was great.
That is great. That is great.
He's also in Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
God, he is, isn't he? I'd forgotten
He's the
about
ballistics
that.
guy. The guy that always wants to blow stuff up.
Yes, I forgot about that.
So
yeah.
he's been around for a little bit, but then just blew up from Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, no, I can understand why.
Yeah.
I can understand why. All right, let's do something a little different here. All right, shall we? Coming up next, we've got a double shot of not a damn thing. This is Patrick and the People, bitches. We ain't playing music here. Get back to the jaw jacket. You know what? As a real estate agent, putting you with the right mortgage person is critical. One of my favorites to work with is Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage, and I'll tell you why. A lot of guys out there are stiff. They treat you like a number. Josh treats you like a friend. He's going to work through with you on everything you need. Look, he just got a pair of my clients into a home with $500 total. Yeah, paid the closing and the down payment costs all covered in there. I'm not saying that's what you're going to get, but I'm saying that's how good he is. Check him out. Give him a call, 351-2579. It's Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage. If you're looking for a local mortgage guy, that's one that I recommend. Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give him a call, 777-7333. All right, we are back. Coming up at 7:15, The Rant. Yeah, I'm going to do that today. I'm excited about it. Let's talk about this, though. Lamar Odom, you probably know who that is, Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know who Lamar Odom is. This is great. He apparently went on a not safe for work Willy Wonka tour of the Real Doll Las Vegas facility. You know Real Dolls, right? Yeah, everybody knows what those are.
I think I've read about that.
Did you? Yeah. It's full of totally nude female sex dolls hanging on hooks and, all kinds of stuff like
Is this
that.
the same Lamar Odom?
Yes, that died in a brothel and came back?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's
right.
right. Yeah, he did not learn.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm tired of real living females.
Well, it may be too risky,
It's too risky. They talk.
Yeah, these can't slip him a Mickey. Lamar's manager, Gina, said he first saw the real doll in a news story about a month ago and knew instantly he needed to get one for himself.
Of course.
That's what you want to tell everyone, that you want that? He said, we're told Lamar was in Vegas this week for his birthday, decided to be the perfect time to go find himself a silicone girlfriend. Now, they usually go for between $8,000 and $20,000.
Who is his manager? Who is in charge of this person?
good
I gotta
question.
admire his honesty, though.
That's my point.
He didn't try to sneak in there. And he's like, let's make a big deal about this.
Yeah,
I knew immediately this is what I needed. Like,
No,
no,
you-
you can't say that.
No, you used to hide that stuff.
Right,
You know, you
right.
used to hide our
That's
porn
why you have a
addiction.
publicist.
No, that's exactly right. No, he went in and said,
Professionals.
he went in and did the worst thing. He said, "Can you make one that looks like my ex, Khloe Kardashian?"
Oh my God.
And they did.
Oh, really?
They did, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're Khloe watching that? Did you just pick out a sex doll that looks like me?
Creepy.
So
That-
now he's going to make videos.
Well, why wouldn't
He's going
he?
to look just like her.
Don't
and
you
then-
want to have an OnlyFans? I mean, what a great way to do it.
Well, you
Why
might
would
as
you
well
want-
get some of these Elon Musk robots and then put this on that so it can actually do stuff.
Well, this is the thing. Right now, it's obviously cost prohibitive, but I've been saying for a long time, as soon as you can do that,
Yeah, it's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
No, this world's done because guys will never leave the house.
Yeah.
They won't try to eat.
Yeah.
They won't go to the
It won't
bathroom.
work. There will be no money.
No.
Have
It's
you
just,
seen the movie Ex Machina?
no, I
You
haven't.
need to watch Ex Machina.
Okay.
It's about this very thing.
Really?
Yeah, this super billionaire guy creates very realistic robots that can also think and
Yeah.
act just like a human. And
Okay.
then this guy comes. And can it fall in love and all this?
Right,
stuff?
right.
And it does. And of course, this guy falls in love with it, breaks it out, and then it kills everybody.
Wow, that
It's a good
sounds.
story. Spoiler alert.
Good.
Well, good luck. This very thing happened in Ex Machina.
Man, that is wild. Yeah, I think for sure that's the end of time. And
I hope to God Elon is not listening to this.
you think Elon's not
He's
already
listening
banging a
to
robot?
everything all the time at once.
We don't need to give him any ideas.
Elon just yesterday they were talking about he's trying to get a house now big enough that he can put all of his exes and the kids from all of them in one place.
How many?
And they're
how
all
many-
down. They're
how many
all
is
down.
that?
Yeah.
He
How
has
many is
12
that?
kids.
How many X's?
Yeah.
3.
Wow.
3 exes, 12 kids.
It's a lot.
That's like a Amish community, isn't it?
Well, it is. Yeah. but think about how rich you are when all your exes and the kids are willing to live under the same roof.
Yeah.
You got to have a lot of money
It's
to pull
called
that
polygamy.
Yeah. Why would you want that?
off. I don't think he's going to live there.
I don't
I think
think he
just
would
them.
want it.
No, I
Yeah.
think he's just going to visit them. And
It's just
more
for Thanksgiving.
convenient. Yeah, it's just for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just for the holidays.
Yeah.
That's all it
Just
is.
make his commute easier.
Yeah.
No, I think that the technology, it's so wild to see these robots that now are autonomous as far as walking, moving. I mean, we
that's
watched the
crazy.
Boston Dynamics ones jump up and down and, with these big cords on them. But now this one that Elon put out, I'm like, wow, this is insanity.
It
really.
uses the AI to actually have a conversation. Did you see the one clip where the guy's like saying, "Where are you from?" and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
he said, "What's the one weakness you have as a robot or whatever?"
Mhm.
And it actually it did a thing that humans do where it goes, I'd have to say, like it
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah,
the
it was
uhs
pondering.
as
Yeah.
it was thinking, and you go,
Mhm.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
that's scary." And I just saw an article where these robots, this is creepy, they will watch you sleep. And it was a picture of a robot just standing over someone asleep,
That's
so
comforting.
that it will read your sleep patterns. It will keep you safe. It knows.
I have a CPAP
if
that does
something-
that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It does everything. It's your new CPAP, and
Yeah.
it can scan your whole body. It knows everything.
I don't know that I
so
want
I
anything
know
to
it's
know that
very
much.
creepy. You're like, would I want a robot watching me sleep?
I just don't want something I have sex with and make toast with. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like a bad combination.
I don't
to me.
trust the backup camera on my car.
I know that's right.
I don't need any of this.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you said you're not really into all the comic book movies like maybe you once were, but let me ask you this: Do you like the Deadpool movies?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I like to. How many are there?
72 now.
Yeah,
Three.
I
Three
watched
of
the
them.
first two.
Okay.
Oh, I have not seen the third.
Oh, you haven't seen the third
I
one?
will when it comes
Okay.
to my TV.
Well, yeah, right. I understand.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like the rest of us. I was reading an article that said that Ryan Reynolds says that Marvel's now obsessed with getting Channing Tatum in to play a full role of this character Gambit that he played in the,
I
the
love
Deadpool
Gambit.
movie.
Gambit's awesome.
You like Gambit?
in which
Gambit was my favorite comic book
X-Men?
character. Yeah.
Really? He was your
Back then.
favorite
I
X-Men?
don't know why.
I don't either because I was an X-Men fan.
Yeah.
You know, I am an X-Men fan, and like I
He
liked
didn't really
Wolverine.
have any powers.
Well, like he threw cards that were
Yeah, I
charged,
mean,
and
it
that's
was-
cool.
So
But
does he play chess?
no, he plays cards.
Yeah,
it would make sense.
Exactly. Gambit.
Would make sense.
Oh, Queen's Gambit. That's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a different movie altogether.
It's a crossover.
Yeah, if he were throwing chess pieces, it would work
That'd
just
be
the
good.
same. He's throwing
Yeah.
playing
Checkmate,
cards.
bitch.
Yeah, actually, that's a great line. I like that. I like that. You know, that's good. That's good. You know who played? And I don't know if you ever watched this, but in the Netflix series Daredevil,
Ben Affleck.
Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. That guy is phenomenal. If you ever see,
Which
you
one
know,
of Vincent? I know that name.
he's a real,
familiar,
yeah, real big guy. He's been in just a million movies. Here, hold on. Hold on.
If only we had like a computer here that we could.
If only I could pull it up on this
Somehow.
laptop in
One
front of
more
me.
screen in here to look up.
There you go. This guy.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. That's Full Metal Jacket guy.
Yes. Full
Yeah.
Metal Jacket. Yeah.
Yes.
He plays the villain, the main villain in Daredevil.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
man, his role is so unbelievably good. Like it's insane how good of an actor that guy is. Yeah.
Yeah, a good actor like that can make anything
Well,
a
I
little
mean,
bit better.
look at they credit and probably rightfully so Robert Downey Jr. really with his portrayal of Iron Man. Tony Stark is really launching the bigger
Yeah.
Marvel universe
Yeah.
because he was that damn good.
Yeah.
You know, I still like him a little better in Tropic Thunder.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Tropic Thunder is such a
Yes.
good movie.
There is just nothing wrong in that movie in my life. You know, I mean, even Tom Cruise, for God's sake,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
crazy Scientology, Mr. Serious, maybe the greatest stuntman in the world. But
Yeah.
Les Grossman, they were
was
going to
so
make a
good.
movie about that. They
heard
were-
about this.
And I don't know where it went wrong, why it didn't happen, but it damn well should have happened.
Yeah, I would pay to see that.
I would have watched that. I would have paid for that ticket. Did you like Les Grossman?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, first of all, when I saw the movie, I didn't know which one was Tom Cruise. The whole time I was like,
You were looking for him.
because they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise in the movie. I was like, where?
Right? Right?
I was like, is he the black dude? Which?
Yeah, could be. He's a great actor. I mean, it could be.
Have y'all seen the new Penguin series?
You know, I wanted to see it with Colin Farrell.
Yes.
I hear it's very Sopranos-like. It's
It
more
is.
Sopranos than superhero.
But that's another example of like, where is which is the main character? you just said.
Colin Farrell.
Where's Colin Farrell?
Yeah, no, he
The
didn't
makeup
look like
is
him,
so
does he?
good,
No.
and his accent. I mean, it's very. You can't take your eyes off the main character. He's really good. I enjoy that new series.
It's always amazing when you can put on that kind of prosthetic and still act
Yeah.
like that. I mean, it's like it brings to mind Jim Carrey in The Grinch or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which is a phenomenal role as well. Let me ask you, John, inspirations for you when you were coming up as a comedian. Who was your greatest inspiration?
Well, it changed as I got older. As a kid, I would, get up in the mornings. I'm 52 years old, so
Okay, we're right in the
cartoons
same boat.
only came on the weekends.
That's right. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, your ass was sent outside the house because cartoons were over.
Yeah.
You get outside, you
Right.
drink the hose water, you play in the neighborhood.
Right. That's
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So you didn't. So in the on Saturdays, you kids would watch cartoons, but I'd rather watch Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis movies.
Okay.
And so Jerry Lewis to me was my first love. Of,
Hey, lady.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
he is a cartoon.
Man, he was. He was an original, much like Jim Carrey had that rubber face,
Yeah.
and could just do so much
I mean,
with it.
he did a whole scene of just like sort of just miming and mugging it up to a certain song. And
Yeah.
he'd just sit there and just do. And as a kid, that's all you needed.
No,
No.
I get what you're saying
Yeah.
there.
So
I sure do.
it started with him, and then and my dad was class clown. He was the funny guy. And I watched my dad be funny in front of his friends, and,
Yeah.
saw power in that.
Yes.
Like, something would happen, and everyone would look at my dad to see what he was going to say about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't
And
it?
so I like that, and then after that, it was like Steve Martin, then it was Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby, he was back in the day, though. I mean, listen, I listened to Bill Cosby on an album,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he had a bit about feet that stunk. And it, to me, at that time as a kid, was the funniest shit I ever heard in my life, man.
It's amazing how talented he was,
Yeah.
and then also had this whole other life.
How talented he was there as well. I
Yes.
mean, he's very,
That's what I'm saying. He succeeded
he's very successful in many fronts. You know what I mean?
for a long time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. All right, we got to do this now, man. I can't put this off any longer. I know that it's what the people want, so the people got to get it. So let's do this, shall we?
He's Patrick. He's an angry SOB. Patrick, are you freaking kidding me? Patrick, right here on PATP. Suck it, man. This guy is really pissed. Angry Patrick.
All right, let's get to it. Bernard Snyder is 98. Josephine Cartwright, 96. They were married over the weekend at Westminster Manor, the retirement community in Austin, Texas, where they met. Their love story began earlier this year when Snyder invited Cartwright to the birthday party. That led to a whirlwind romance, and the daughter says she's happy to see her mom fall in love again, but some online commentators say it's too fast and they're concerned she could be getting fooled. Are you freaking getting fooled by what? This guy's 98, she's 96. What do you think? The only thing he cares about is making the epic journey to the dusty cavern? First of all, I'm not even sure if the great-grand Peepaw's cardio is strong enough to send retired Sergeant Stifford into that cave, considering it likely has 25 years of vine growth blocking the entrance. I mean, if I'm being honest, these have to be the greatest optimists to ever live. I'm planning a wedding even a month out. It seems like a risky situation when you're 98. Like, I'm worried just walking down the aisle could be too much for the future missus. At 96, I feel like I could fall. Look, if I'm 98, every time I get a fart bubble in my gut, I'm gonna think I'm about to die. Just one slightly uncomfortable air biscuit floating down my poop chute, and I'm asking a priest for my last rites. And you want this guy to A, wake up, B, get to the venue, C, walk the aisle, and D, do all these things without dying in the process. So for those of you who say it was too soon, I say to you, you're about as sharp as a bag of dicks. And now that if he was 98 and she was 24, I'd be like, listen, Diddy, why don't you put that walker in first gear and slow your roll? But his chick is 96. She's not naive, and if she is, she won't be for long. However, I do know their daughter is watching right now, because why wouldn't she be? And I say to you, you might want to call Medicaid, get a pre-authorization for a hip replacement, and make sure there's a fresh Duracell in the Life Alert necklace. I've boned, and I can't get up. Now, next up, while the issues of emotional support animal has been controversial in recent years, most major United States airlines banned non-service animals in the cabin by 2021. However, the brilliant minds at Portland International have decided to go a different direction to provide comfort to the 750,000 passengers passing through before the end of the year. They've been bringing in 2 400-pound llamas. That's right. They dub it the Llama Parade. They organize the visits of the llamas from the Portland Mountain Peaks Therapy Llama Farm to the airport's Concourse C. It is, that's a beautiful thing. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell do they mean comfort? I just want to make it through the TSA, find my gate, and make sure I'm there before they leave my ass. So I'm already coming through the concourse at damn near a panic mall walker level, wide-eyed, dragging my yard sale suitcase with the busted right wheel, desperately scanning for the gate. Now I'm going to have to add navigating llama logs onto my journey. Do you understand the level of furious that occurs if I step in a hot steaming stack of squeezins from a llama's Louisiana Hot Pocket? Should I even be able to come face to face with an animal spit in my eye? Because I was too loud when I lifted my head up from the map and said, "Damn, back up, you hairy beast bitch." Now, I probably shouldn't call the llama a bitch, but even so, hawking a llama loogie at my dome is a big no-go for me at the airport, or honestly, anywhere I could run into wild animals that don't love me. The grocery store, the DMV, your mom's house, that's uncalled for. I apologize. To absolutely no one. You know why? Because if you need a therapy llama, you don't need to be at the airport. Are you flying to a more comfortable inpatient hospital? That's the only way I can see you being on a plane. Otherwise, you and your therapy livestock stay home in the barn or take the bus with the other whack jobs. And finally, Minnesota making headlines as news broke earlier this week that's had a big impact on their beautiful beavers. Serious business here. Serious business. This past weekend, the trapping season kicked off in Minnesota. One of the more popular animals to trap, of course, the beaver. But even now, as trappers set out to bag the animals, it's unclear why beaver provision was added to the statute that says you can trap and remove a nuisance beaver, but you cannot eat it. No one understands why, but Senator Steve Green is pushing back on the beaver ban in Congress. He said, I can tell you, even though personally I don't go out and trap beavers to eat them, I have eaten them, and it's pretty good. Hey, who am I to argue with the government? Are you freaking kidding me? This may go down as one of the most egregious laws I've ever heard of. You're telling me I can catch that wild beaver, I can run that wild beaver off, but what I can't do is eat the beaver? Was communism on the ballot Tuesday? Because I'd argue it'd be absolutely disrespectful if I pick the nuisance beaver up, take it out, have some fun, get the beaver worked up, and then just drop it off and leave. You can't do that and not get yourself a mouthful of that juicy beaver. Even old Senator Steve said he's down to clown downtown and it's about more than just a beaver pound. I know I'm down a rabbit hole, but you get me, right? Let me put it like this. If you're a Star Wars fan, you might have to kiss the Wookiee, right? You get my drift. If you like Skittles, we're talking about tasting the rainbow here. I believe it's my God-given right to eat that beaver. And shame on you for trying to stop us. And I know beaver trapping culture for a long, long time, it's been male dominated, but it's worth mentioning there's now a surplus of ladies who also like to dine on the divine and delicious beaver. Sometimes people can even enjoy more than one tasty beaver at a time. I don't know how many you can munch before you get tired, but if you want to throw a taste test on a bonanza, a big old beaver bone dancing in the bedroom, by God, that's not just lip service. Beaver is something we can all get behind, right? Get behind the beaver. Get behind it. And yeah, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. Do you back the beaver? Show your support. If you see a beaver this weekend, you get that fuzzy fun bucket in your mouth and show it you mean business. Yeah, baby. Woo! All right, let's do something different.
Well said.
That's Al Franken's fault.
Yeah, definitely Al Franken's fault.
Your office cubicle cannot hold you back. Unless, of course, you want to keep your job. Then you better stay in there. But if you want to go on welfare or something, go for it, dude. You won't need much food. You're a butterfly.
This is a morning motivation.
All right. People who watch and listen know that sometimes we'll use prep services and they send us things, and sometimes these things are terrible. And this is one of those things right here where it says these are 7 Thanksgiving faux pas you won't believe that people are still making. Yeah. For example, here's number 1 right off the bat. Because I'm thinking, okay, this will be interesting. It's a good conversation. Maybe it's your drunk uncle, all the things that happen at Thanksgiving. But there's a slant to it. When number 1 out of the gate of Thanksgiving faux pas, you won't believe people still make, forgetting to accommodate dairy restrictions.
Oh, God.
What?
Screw yourself and your milk intolerance, man. Come on.
I thought they were going to say turkey.
Hold on. Bringing unannounced dishes. Did anyone ever get mad that you brought extra food on Thanksgiving? What kind of place is this?
written
No,
by vegans.
only unless there's like one person who's like famous for making this one dish.
That's really
and then
bad.
you show up with the same
Oh,
dish. Like, yeah, or you could have mine corn as
Yeah.
opposed to Aunt Sally's corn.
I have Mexican corn.
Yeah, this is way more diverse over
Yeah,
here.
that's right. Yeah, it's DEI in my corn. Forgetting to taste dishes before serving. Are you serious, man?
I don't like people who experiment on something.
My mom,
yeah.
that was her whole life.
Definitely not.
You don't experiment on
No,
Thanksgiving.
no.
You don't do that.
No, you don't try new recipes.
I don't want your
on
take
Thanksgiving.
on cranberry sauce.
Thank you.
No, I want it with the ribs on it, like the can made, just like
Yeah.
God wanted it to
Exactly.
be. That's how I eat
don't
my
don't
cranberry.
throw in another random cheese into mac and cheese.
This is America, damn it.
Yeah,
You're
we
right
know
about
what
that.
works. Keep it the same.
Man, let me tell you, are you a fan of mac and cheese?
Sure.
Yeah, most people probably at some point are. I'm going to tell you, this will change your life, bro.
Go ahead.
If next time you go to the store or have someone do it for you, get Patty LaBelle's mac and cheese.
Go on.
When I tell you that you will throw out every mac and cheese you've ever eaten in your whole
Patty
life.
The
LaBelle.
R&B
You think-
singer?
look-
Is this a joke?
no, it is not.
Queen of Soul?
Well, second Queen of Soul
Queen of
behind
Soul
Aretha. Yeah. Look at her. You think she don't know how to eat?
Lettuce, tomato, ham, chicken, you name it.
I'll tell you
That
what.
video.
There's 2 things Patty LaBelle can do: sing and make Mac and cheese,
Wow,
bro.
I didn't know she had a mac
Oh
and
my
cheese.
God, I didn't either.
What's different or better?
Every damn thing.
Is it already made? And
There's
you
no
It's
heat it up?
pre-made. It does have the crumbles on it, and that's fine. But it's the sauce that she uses, what she puts in the cheese.
Okay.
I don't know if it's love. I don't know if it's llama juice. I don't know what the hell it is.
Not maybe
But I'll-
beaver.
Could be that beaver, yeah. I'll eat as much of it. Man, that stuff is bad, man. That
I'll
stuff is
try it. I
bad.
love it.
Yeah, man. If you like mac and cheese, I swear to God, man, you think that's crazy because it's a singer, but yeah, I looked at her. I was like, no, she gets on her own supply. You know,
Yeah.
she definitely is doing
That's
that.
right.
Do you do a big Thanksgiving at the
Well,
house?
yeah,
with
over the
family?
years, oddly enough, my dad's stroke happened on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow, that is odd.
Yeah, and we had this whole turkey that we had got at Bojangles. So
restaurant.
Bojangles was doing this thing where you can have a Bojangles turkey with
Right.
their spices and stuff
Yes.
cooked in.
Much like Popeyes.
Yes, and it was so good. And then Dad had to go and have a stroke.
Damn, man.
So
I didn't even get a full piece.
No,
man.
so that night, you're coming back from the hospital, just really sad, just eating this Bojangles turkey. Like we kind of eat it,
Yeah.
you know.
You can't let it go to waste.
So then we just stopped cooking it, and now what we do, Cracker Barrel has a whole turkey feast that you
Yeah.
just sign up for, and they'll pre-cook it for you, and you go
Okay.
and pick it up, and then cook
Do
the
you-
rest of it.
Do you have to go in the gift store to do it?
You get to go in the gift.
You get to go. See, that's the difference here. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the Barney Fife lunchbox.
I like to see the new stuff they got there because it's the same stuff forever. Then every now and then they got a new random thing in there.
Yeah.
You're like, who got these long
Yeah.
johns?
Yeah.
You know, with the poop shoe back. I love it.
It's the cooter from Dukes of Hazzard stop sign. Yeah, no doubt
But
about
no,
it.
so we just do that now.
That's what
Yeah,
you, okay.
yeah, yeah.
What about you, Dick? Do y'all have a big family Thanksgiving? What do you do?
We just go to the Ritz-Carlton. That's
Yeah, no,
that's
where
New
you
York
go.
move.
96 mil or 96,000, baby. It's nothing. for
Whatever
you.
it costs, I don't even
No,
money,
that's the investment banker. in
money,
you.
whatever. Yeah, we just we let them take care of it for us.
Yeah.
Trump's there. It's great.
No, that's it.
phenomenal.
Do you have a
Of course it is.
traditional dish that you like? When you think of Thanksgiving, is there one dish aside from turkey that you're like, what's your favorite side or your fixin' or
The
whatever?
only thing I like on Thanksgiving is the stuffing.
Okay.
Stuffing is because you're never gonna eat that ever again.
Right.
It's once
Until next year.
It's one and done.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Is
Gives you
there-
something to look
And
forward
I just
to.
wonder. I wonder why. Why is it only once a year?
Because it's not that good, really.
Well, what is?
You need the Patty LaBelle stuffing. You,
That would work. I would eat Patty LaBelle
You're missing
stuffing.
out, man.
Pause. That was wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean Patty. I'm sorry. God damn it.
So stuffing
gonna
used
get
to
in
be
trouble.
literally the stuff they put in the cavern
Yes.
of the turkey
Yeah.
to help keep it moist, and then they just said, "Well, let's pull that out and eat that."
Yeah, no,
And what was that? What was it? It was
Was-
just breadcrumbs or
Yeah, well,
vegetables or what?
vegetables, breadcrumbs, things like that. Stuffing
But
is
then
what you're talking about.
Stovetop said, "Well, this is also stuffing that you don't have
Yeah.
to actually stuff."
That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So
But it's
stop
not
calling
really-
it stuffing. It's
it's
just
not
some other
stuffing,
random
it's
crap that
dressing.
you made.
it's what the Pilgrim Fathers would have wanted.
No, that's absolutely
Yeah, we-
what they.
We want you to have the stuffing without having to stuff anything.
No, they crossed the ocean and faced all
we
the
could have
death,
stuffing in a
scurvy,
box.
So you could have stovetop.
It's a very George Carlin-esque bit. There's
Yeah.
stuff and there's more stuff.
There's more
without
stuff.
having to stuff the stuff.
Man, you know what? When you talk about comedians that I have respect for, that one right there, George Carlin,
Yeah.
Oh man.
among the best of the best.
Did you see that docuseries as well?
I have not, man. What
Gotta
was
see
it
that
good?
one. Oh yeah, it was HBO docuseries. It was like I don't know, like probably a 3-parter. But his whole career, started off as like this funny weather dude,
Yeah,
and then kind of went into like some hippie stuff, and then
Mhm.
he got really cynical. Then he got kind of made fun of
yeah,
for a while, like Second City
yeah.
made fun of him. And then just all the specials that he cranked out at the end.
Man, you know what impressed me about him that I feel like he did maybe better than any comedian I've seen is the rote memorization.
Mm.
Like to rattle
right,
off, yeah,
right.
to rattle off the lists properly in order, in flow, in context, in every metric that you measure it by. He was phenomenal, and that it was no small list
No.
that we're talking about here.
No, he was he wanted those words in that order because that
It
what
mattered.
was funny. It mattered, yeah.
Yeah.
And you had to memorize it that way, or else it wouldn't work.
That
and
is
that's
correct.
what he did, and he was a master at it. I will say this though: a lot of people, every comedian you ask, who's your favorite comic, or who,
Okay.
they're gonna throw George Carlin in there at some
Just
point.
because they have to.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're not wrong. But I will say, at the end, so I worked at the Comedy Store, and I saw him come in there,
Yeah.
and I guess he was prepping for his very last special,
Okay.
and the room was packed, and he did great. And I remember sitting in the back of the room thinking to myself, wow, this is a master at work, and I agree with everything that he is saying, except I'm not really laughing. Like I'm not.
You're right.
I'm not having a good time.
He passed the just funny stage,
He
and he
just
might have
went
been
on to,
witty,
like-
but he was bitter.
Yeah, I'm just burning everything down.
Yeah.
I gotta
yeah,
get it out before I die. And it wasn't like, it was like, okay,
Yeah, no,
I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I kind of feel you on that.
Yeah.
And that does seem to happen to some.
Yeah.
Where
But he has the right to do that.
no, I mean he had the right to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, when I was telling I think you the other day when we were talking that when I was a kid and I liked all the people you mentioned, Bill Cosby, all that, but the one that pushed me into stand up and comedy was Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
And in the first in Delirious, the red jumpsuit.
Yeah, yeah. That's classic.
Oh man, it's phenomenal. I can still watch it today and laugh. It's just very wrong. It's very inappropriate. You couldn't do it. Maybe
Yeah,
none of us
none of
had
it,
it
probably.
today, actually.
Right.
No, I remember he took the guy's camera in the front row and took a picture of his Johnson.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, Richard Pryor, did you see, what was Richard Pryor's? Was it Richard
Live at Sunset Strip.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, of course.
That same thing happened.
Did it?
Yes, there was a dude who came up and was wanting to take a picture. There's a whole series. I love docuseries. There's a whole docuseries about that. He taped that same special. It's 2 shows.
Yeah,
And the first show, it did not go well.
it did not.
No, and he was upset with it. And the second show crushed. Same material,
Yeah,
just different
And
crowd.
it's weird how that does happen
and
sometimes.
he crushed. But the first one he didn't like, and there's a documentary about that. And yeah, same thing. Some guy come up and was trying to take a picture. He's like, "What are you doing, man?
Right.
There's cameras everywhere. What are you? No one's gonna care about your camera." And he busted his balls. And then the same thing happened on the Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
It's so funny because Eddie Murphy wanted to be Richard Pryor,
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his idol.
and they all love this one guy named Paul Mooney.
I know Mooney from Chappelle.
Yeah.
But he's one of those that I kind of feel like you did about the end of George Carlin.
Yeah.
And maybe it's when the time frame, how I saw him.
Yeah.
But he always seemed more bitter than funny to
Oh
me.
yeah, he is. He
I really believed the shit he was
Yeah.
saying. I was like,
Yeah.
you really don't like me. I know that. I'm not invited to the cookout with Paul Mooney.
That was a very good
It's
point.
weird though that Richard Pryor could headline a show and not do well.
Yeah, well,
Who showed up to this?
yeah. It was it just wasn't working the way he wanted it to. It didn't tank. It was just not. It was just weird. It just,
And Richard Pryor.
and that was right after he set himself on fire and was addicted to crack.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't comfortable yet 100%. Like, how's this
Right.
gonna go? And he had all that makeup on because all the burn scars.
Mhm.
So it's a whole thing. But
Yeah, he had a pretty wild life that was not well known because at that time,
yeah, you could hide.
you could hide
your life.
You could hide the fact you were sleeping with men too and all that, and then that Richard Pryor was. I mean, it was pretty out there knowledge of that in general.
Did
Yeah,
you know Dave Letterman also used to be a weatherman?
I did
know
this.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
Funny weatherman guy.
yeah. He was. He may be one of the greatest talk show hosts of all time.
yeah,
I'd say he's
yeah.
he's high up there
Yeah.
for me. Did you ever go on Letterman?
No, I never went on Letterman.
Conan, you've been on.
I never did any of those Tonight shows.
Really?
No.
That's-
I
that's-
auditioned a couple times. I'm
that's
more
crazy,
of a
man.
long story form kind
Well,
of
that's
guy.
true. Yeah, I didn't
And
think
I got a
about it.
couple of bits that I could chop up, but I started looking at it like, if this were 1990,
Yeah.
I would really want to do that, and it would really help me if I got on.
Right. But it's
It
not.
don't do anything.
No.
It don't do anything.
And-
it gives you some street
It's a credit. It's a credit.
street
Yeah,
cred,
no, it
yeah.
is.
That's
it is.
all it is.
But it'd be like trying to put Ron White in that category,
It's like, why would he need to do
Yeah,
that?
no, but and he can't even deliver a joke in that time frame. He get one joke out
Maybe
literally.
halfway through a glass of whiskey, and they'd be like, "I'm Ron, we're done."
Yeah,
Yeah, Bill Cosby's the same way. If you ever see Bill Cosby on a like a Tonight Show type thing later in his career, because he was long story form too.
yes, absolutely.
I mean, he did it early on, as a young comedian when it's black and white
when you
television.
needed to, yeah, right.
But then as he got older, I mean, he would sometimes attempt it, and then they go, "We're going to go to commercial," and just interrupt the story, and he didn't get to the punchline yet because just that's just everything's just now, quick.
Now, obviously, you guys both very successful. John, there's got to be a time, I think every comedian experiences it, where everything went wrong in your set, and it just went badly.
No, not one time.
No, never.
No, of course. Gosh,
Is
I'm
there
just
one
trying to
that
think of
stands
the
out?
one that just popped into my head. So when I worked, I moved to LA in the year 2000, and I worked at the Comedy Store pretty much right away. So I was at the that was like sort of my as a door guy of checking IDs and that kind of stuff. And so I saw everybody come through there, and I had to follow Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh wow!
That's awesome.
Wow, that's probably intense.
Yeah, and I loved Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, when I was a kid, in high
who
school,
didn't?
I had to memorize that. There's a whole dual
Hickory
cassette.
Dickory Dock.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Yeah.
Or whatever. But I had to follow him.
In my ashtray.
He was my idol. I mean, he had a dual cassette called The Day the Laughter Died.
Yep.
He taped at Dangerfields in New York, and I memorized it.
Wow.
It was one of the funniest things I ever heard in my life at that time. And now here I am. I'm a comedian, and he's introducing me.
That's
and I was
weird.
like,
That's a lot of
this is
pressure.
insane. Knew my name, everything, and I went up there, and he just crushed. And I thought it'd be funny to go, what would it sound like if he were from the South? Andrew Dice Clay from the South.
That is kind of a funny idea.
And I'm from a town called Hickory.
Right.
And so I tried to weave that in there, and the crowd was like,
No, we're not having that. We're not having that, country boy.
nope, try something else.
Yeah.
Did you write that, or you just improv that?
I was just improv.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be a good little quick segue. And
it was a good idea.
I like that.
actually.
it
I think
was a decent idea, just I didn't execute it very well. And I had another 10 minutes to kill after that first little icebreaker that did not break the ice.
Yeah, the challenge there, I would think, as a comedian, is exactly what you said. You're a weaver, a storyteller.
Yeah.
And you got to come in behind this high intensity, and try to pick up that same momentum, and that's a challenge.
It is.
man.
That's what the Comedy Store and a lot of clubs in New York are that way, where it's continuous comedy every 15 to 20 minutes. There's a new, basically, headliner
Yeah.
that's going on stage, and it's not like here in the rest of the country. It's like you get a feature act that's like
Right,
5
yeah.
to 10, and you get the MC that does 20 to 30, and the headliner does like 45 to an hour,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You go to the Comedy Store at 8 p.m. and you could be in there till 2 a.m. and see
Wow.
like 40 different comedians if that's how long you wanted to stay.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of documentaries where they talk a lot about it, particularly like when Sam Kinison was live, where they would be way late there, and all the great comics would be coming in last, doing those 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. type shows and things like that.
Or they'd come in at 8 and they'd boot everyone else.
Yeah.
To midnight, which is
Yeah, here comes Damon Wayans, just wants to riff.
Yeah,
I always
he was bored tonight.
Yeah.
So your set's
He
over.
bumps to everybody.
Yeah.
He's, I'm just going to do 15. Meanwhile, 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
And he's going, what else is out there?
Yeah.
You don't even have anything prepared.
No, he's out there
Aren't
trying
you
to
always-
work the audience.
John, aren't you always, or Patrick, aren't you guys always tempted? You have your set, right? Everything's ready to go, and then you see something last minute. You're like, I want to
Oh,
riff
yeah,
on
I gotta
that. And
tweak
it's like-
that, yeah.
It's always like, should I stick with the set? Should I kind of tweak the opener? And I'm always on the fence about that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, and most of the times it doesn't. And it's just like,
When it does, you go, genius.
I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah, no, it feels great. It feels great.
Exactly.
When you do make those changes or on the fly calls, maybe it's just something a bit, that you got and you've been thinking, well, I could do this with it. And you just throw it out there.
It's
and all
always
of a
at the
sudden-
open, right? It's
Yeah.
because you always want to, riff off the last thing, segue off the
Yeah.
last thing.
Yeah.
But it does feel terrible when you've thought about it all week, you've worked on it, and then you drop it, and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that didn't play
I
out
kind
at
of
all.
played with that when I was on Last Comic Standing, because your sets on Last Comic Standing, the stand-up portion was like 5 to 7 minutes,
Right.
And you got to do a different one each time that you get up there, and I didn't want to burn a whole lot of stuff because I didn't have
You
a
didn't
whole
have enough to burn,
library
yeah.
to burn at the time, and so I would stretch bits on purpose. So
Yeah.
I'd tell them like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. They want to know because this is national television.
Sure.
They need to know what you're going to talk about. Like,
Right,
if
right.
you have a bit about Burger King, they might go, can you change that to McDonald's?
Yeah, because they're a
Uh,
sponsor, you
yeah.
know. and-
So these little side conversations would happen. And so you got your set whittled down. Like, I'm going to do this 5. In my brain, I knew it was 3.
Yeah,
But I gave myself room to go like, I mean, little crowd work, which is very
Yeah.
sort of risky.
very risky
But it
in that
doesn't make it
environment.
look like you're up there doing your robot set, and I have to do this like
Right.
this. You go like, "Hey, look at this guy over here with a
Right.
green hat."
Yeah.
I used to have a hat anyway, and it just sort of makes it look like you are spontaneous a little bit more.
Sure, yeah.
And not
Like
the
you're
big
flying by
rush
the
to
seat of
get
your
it,
pants.
Not the rush. They'll never get mad at you for going a little bit under. You know, they'll
But
get mad at you for going
That's
over.
right. When that light comes
Yeah.
on, it's
So they say you need to do a type 5. I go, you got it. Really, it's 3.
yeah. I'm doing 4 and a
And you
half.
won't even know. They're not going to know. They go, okay, that was great.
It was great. No, you loved it, didn't you? Yeah. You've had, I'm sure, a difficult stage moment or two.
I mean, I've been in comedy 6 years. I'd say the first 5 years were
Yeah, the first 5 years were
pretty
challenging.
much that. I mean, because I didn't know anything. I just showed up. I'm this, fucking Wall Street guy. Literally, like, if you watch Mrs. Maisel, I was like the husband
Yeah,
who had like the corporate job, and then after work, I'd go into the conference room when no one was there and do my work on my set, and then I'd go
Right.
downtown. And I was the only guy in a suit.
right. Yeah.
They were like, who the fuck is this guy?
This is in New York.
This is in New York. Yeah.
What clubs did you hit up?
I started. First ones were just open mics and in gay bars and whatnot.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
We've all been there.
That wasn't a mic.
Yeah.
Speak into the bonophone. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I learned the lesson hard way.
Very hard. Pause. Sorry.
And then and so I just wandered in there like this fucking noob, right? Like
Yeah.
this novice thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna walk up there and be the next Mrs. Maisel, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then so every lesson learned was
Yeah.
just like, all right, well, here's how not to do it.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
the first 4.5 years, and then gradually I learned from experience and just sheer terror that there's certain rules to this game, and
Now, I don't know about
That
you
was it.
guys, how many non-traditional venues that you've ever played,
Oh, God.
because for me, that was a lot of my stand-up ended up being in what you would call a non-traditional venue.
Yeah.
And I
Gay bars,
learned,
yeah.
yes, gay bars, that's right. I learned that Christmas parties are not really the best place to be a comedian. They may think it is, but they're wrong. And I had a company that heard me on radio, and they called me about doing. And they're like, we don't want to do a DJ. We want something different this year. And I said, well, listen, I don't know if you listen to my station, but I kind of push the envelope a little bit. I'm not exactly Cosby type comedy. And he goes, no, that's fine. These are blue collar people. They get it. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's awesome then. I said, you're sure? He goes, oh yeah, they're going to have a blast, some kind of machine part company or whatever. And I'm like, oh, these are my people, So I show up and the front half of it, sure enough, are a bunch of young people, but the back half, they're blue hairs. And I mean, literally, they're in their 70s, 80s, 90s. I don't know. A couple of them might have been, just actually fossilized. But the owner comes up to me, and I hadn't talked to him before. He goes, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so. And he goes, I understand you're going to do a clean set for us. And I stopped right there and I went, let me go over my set with you real quick and just see what your thoughts are, I went over, he said, okay. How is it 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes into my 45-minute set? I see this guy start craning his neck
oh man,
when the first table of blue hairs walk out.
oh man,
About 5 minutes later, so I'm now on 12 minutes of 45 minutes, 12 minutes of 45. And all of a sudden, this guy is waving a white towel back here. Wanting me to, and I was like, oh, shit, man, what am I going to do, man? And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? If I am going to crash, I'm going to crash spectacularly. And I pulled out the most tawdry joke I had of shitting on the side of the freeway and how that went. It's about a 14-minute bit. I'm not exaggerating. And I stretched it as far as I could stretch it. I'd literally, at the end, the front rows were absolutely guffawing. They couldn't. They were crying. They're hurting. They're laughing. The back was gone. Every one of them were gone, and it was amazing. I didn't think I was going to get paid. I did get paid though, but I thought I wasn't.
Well, you got to get the check up front.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Always,
I
always
did
got to
learn
get
that.
the check up front.
Yeah, get the check up. That's a good idea. Yeah, no, I did learn that on that.
I had that happen one time. I was doing a charity show for this, for a really good organization that does like, aid work and whatnot.
Yeah.
In the Bronx, and they brought me in, and I did actually 2 shows one year, and then they brought me back the next year, and I did this. I was like, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I did this bit where I was talking about how, I used to work on Wall Street or whatever, and I thought being poor meant you made like $100,000 a year.
Right.
I didn't know you could make $0 a year until I started doing stand-up comedy. And I was like, did you guys know you could make $0 a year and still pay taxes?
That's great. That's a good line, actually.
And they, this is a crowd full of people that like do relief work for like super poor people.
Oh, wow. So they didn't quite get it.
They in fact did know you can make $0 a year. In fact, most of them did.
Yeah.
They did not appreciate my take on
No, I guess they didn't.
income inequality in America. And so like I basically, I taped it. Went back and you could see like the arc of the set, just like it was like the rise and fall of Dick Colligan. It's just like,
Yeah.
I told that one joke, and it's just like, it was like
Just straight down.
flames were coming out of the plane. It was it was ugly.
No, that's brutal. Let's.
I think we've all had one of those. You know what I mean? It's part of the job.
No, if you don't, you're not really a comedian. I'll be honest with you. You've got to fail. You've got to fail more than once, many times, to really understand what works and how to overcome it, because that's one of the toughest things I think comedians have to learn is you might be in a set, and especially if you're doing a headlining set, you got 45 minutes to do, and you may find yourself in a lull. You've got a bit that you've put together. It's a 6-7 minute bit. You're laying it out. They're not buying it, and you got to find a way to get the hell out of it now. Because they're not buying it. It's not going to land.
Yeah, your next 5 minutes.
No,
is just
you're looking
wasted.
at the mountain in front of you. The plane's on autopilot, and you're like, I got to grab the
We
stick
gotta
here.
divert.
And, we're gonna have to make an emergency landing somewhere and refuel. That's part and parcel, I think, of becoming good at the craft is the failure. Because until you've had people, you drop lines that you crafted carefully. You wrote, you spent time with, you rehearsed, you did it in the mirror, you got your friends laughing, and then you show up and it's just crickets, and you're like, oh, snap, man, this sucks. This sucks.
There's nothing like that. Because you got no one else to blame.
No, it's the most naked art form in the world. I mean, at least in a band, if you mess up on singing, guitar, bass, the other instruments might help cover it.
Yeah.
When you're standing up there, I used to.
Or you can blame the bass player. Like,
you can randomly do that. I used to tell people, look, you might have a crowd of 25. I can make 25 sound like 100, but you can't make 12 sound like anything other than 12. When you got 12 people in the audience, that's the other thing you learn as a comedian when you come in and you have a smaller audience is, that laugh pocket that you rely on, because that's something people don't think about as a comedian. You sit there in the pocket while the laughs happen, and you let them play a little bit.
You need that time.
You do, and it gives you time to, get your direction going, knowing where you're going next, knowing what you're doing, and it also keeps, the audience engaged. Well, when you got 12 people, though that laugh zone all of a sudden sucks up, and your 45-minute set just became 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And you all of a sudden need 20 more minutes to make this work, and that is a terrible place to find yourself going, oh, I'm going to have to do crowd work on the back end. Oh no, this is wrong. This is way wrong, because they don't want anything to do with crowd work by the back end of the set. You better be blowing their hair back and pinning them to the wall. You start going, so tell me what you do, sir. And they'll be like, you get the hell out of here. You get out now.
I told you half an hour ago.
Right? All right, let's talk about this. This is another one of those things I was telling you where we have prep services, and sometimes they send us just ridiculous things. And the headline of this is Simulation reveals what to do if you fall off a skyscraper to increase your chance of survival?
A parachute.
Learn to fly.
Yeah, first of all, how many people are falling off skyscrapers that you needed this article? That's number one. Number two is, hold on, we've got a guest coming in. Will you open that door for him,
Oh, yeah.
please? Just reach over and just pull the handle and let Sean in. Yeah. Pause, everyone. Come on in, Sean. How you doing, man?
What's up?
How you doing, buddy? Come on in. Come on in. Have a seat over here, man. Join us. Join us. Love to have you here. Just pull up here. Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
All right.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Get right up on this mic, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, Dick. Sean Michelle right here, famous international singer, Idol alum. Man, excited to see you here, man. What? No, I mean, thank you for coming in, man.
Yeah.
We are so excited to have you. I've followed you for a long time. Your music is amazing. You're an amazing artist. What's going on with you these days?
I'm just I'm kind of doing the family life thing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good for you on that.
I'm 45, but I didn't start having kids till I was like 41.
Oh, wow.
I did
That
like
is bold.
the reverse midlife crisis. I didn't.
Yeah.
I settled down instead of buying a Corvette. I started having kids. But.
Well, that'll change things up for you a little bit, won't it?
Yeah, somebody told me, they said, you're going to find out the Corvette would have been a much cheaper option.
Yeah, Corvette's about 20, 25. Kids, I think it takes, $500,000 to get one out of the house these days,
Yeah, I
something
got
like that.
3 right now. So.
Oh, yeah, you 1.5 million
Yeah.
dropped on that. It's best Corvette in the world.
That's right.
Yeah, see, so you got boys, girls, both?
I got 2 boys, and 7 and 3, and I just had a little girl. She'll be a year.
Oh,
next
no.
month.
Yeah, the heartbreaker here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Everybody
daddy's in
said
trouble.
that, and I didn't understand it first because I was like, I mean, it looks just like a boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Except for when you're
it's
changing
no
them.
different, yeah.
And then I was just like, and then maybe 6, 7 months in, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I
no,
get it,
it's
man.
different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely different, and but it's fun, man. It's making me feel older and younger all at the same time.
Well, that's amazing,
Breaking
man.
my body down, but it keeps my spirits up.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. So you're having a good time then. That's what matters.
Yeah, having a good time, and I'm still gigging a little bit here and there, and the long range, I'm still focusing on try to basically how to restart again.
Yeah.
With the music once.
Sure. Yeah, because you kind of took a hiatus, basically, in a manner of speaking,
Right.
to focus on family and produce 3 kids. That probably takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a little bit.
A lot of
and-
practice,
Yeah,
you know.
the practice was the best part, but but yeah, so it's just a matter of and plus, what are we in? What is this? almost 2025?
Yeah.
Music and media and everything is
It's changed
so
dramatically.
rapidly changing.
Yeah.
That, the last time I made a full length record was in 2017, and even since then, or it was the end of 2016, but even since then, music and the consumption of music has changed so much that
dramatically.
everybody's rethinking things and how to use it to the best of where it benefits them the most.
2016, 2017, people still weren't ashamed of having a CD anymore.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they're like, yeah, I'll buy a CD. That's fine. Yeah.
Right.
Now you hand someone a CD, they look at you like you're an idiot. What is this?
No, yeah, seriously. I mean, you really don't even sell those. I mean, when I play live shows, about the only thing that I'm going to sell is a vinyl record.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and that's great because those cost a pretty good penny, so you can get a good return on vinyl.
I used to always threaten to do a USB with my comedy on it, because it's cheap. You can put a lot of stuff on it, and they get a lot out of it, but you don't pay much for it.
Right.
And it's
Right.
it's a great a little thing to brand and put out, and then if you don't like it, you can tape over it, reuse it.
Well, it's weird today how I'm trying to understand, for musicians and not even musicians, but you see a lot of comedians doing this and everybody pretty much. It's you can't be that successful unless you also, if someone would have told me in 2000, early 2000s when I started doing music, late 90s, early 2000s, that, I was more concerned about the music.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to become better, and you
I
just
need to become a
rehearse.
better artist.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just rehearse music all the time. You're writing and you're working on your stage craft, your stage presence. But, if somebody would have told me 24 years ago, hey, you also need to learn how to be a business mogul. You need to learn how to be a graphic design artist.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to be your own booking agency. You need to learn how to be your own record damn label. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
everything, you have to do everything. And now it's you don't see the famous comedians and stuff there. They also have to have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
you know, a YouTube podcast. So it's
Yeah.
like now you have to be a professional videographer and podcaster and
Yeah.
editor. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, so it's just, it's tough.
Well,
It's
it is what you're talking about. I think in my mind, the difference is that at a point for many years there was this. It's almost like going to a concert where there's a barrier between you and the artist,
right.
and that's how movies, comedy, music was for a long time. There was this barrier between the audience and the individual,
Right.
and now if you're not 100% accessible,
Yeah.
then it's a challenge because that is the expectation of the fan now, is that you are 100% accessible to them. And if you're not, they think, oh, what are you, a dick? I'm commenting on here. I'm here commenting on your YouTube. Well, yeah, you and 5 billion other people. I'd love to comment back on every one of them, but that is that new accessibility is a whole different game changer.
Well, and I think also the added difficulty on the artist is, someone might think, oh, well, this dude's like an a-hole or something, but it's like, well, I mean, there's a lot that goes into, you know what I mean? I can't juggle 15 things at once.
Well,
As
right.
one person. I mean, you have to at least have a manager, you know what I mean, to some degree,
yeah.
because you can't produce all this content online in any kind of, especially if you're the kind of artist or person that wants to do something quality, you're battling insecurities all the time internally. 'Cause
Sure.
You're like, man, if this isn't like, if it's not meeting the vision I have in my own head, it's
Yeah.
really hard to even get started in that arena in the first place.
Well,
So,
yeah, when you start, you're not even competing with your former success yet,
Right.
and then everything once you become a success, everything after that is measured against that success, right? So you're just, it's a lot of pressure that builds on you.
Right. Yeah. So it's hard to juggle. And I don't think people understand that. But for the people that can do all that, that's amazing. Like
Mhm.
they probably, the biggest thing I think is artists also have to be good business people. And business is where I'm like,
Or have good business people around you, one or
Right,
the other.
right.
Yeah.
yeah. And, it's not every day you come across James Brown, who was like an amazing artist, amazing performer, but also happened to be an amazing business
Right.
entrepreneur, mogul, whatever you want to call it. So that's really hard to, most artists aren't like that.
Yeah. No, most artists are difficult to pin down to anything other than the art form,
Right, exactly.
and that's where their mind lives,
Right.
and that's how you became an artist. I mean, that it is a unique brain, but sometimes, it disables us in ways.
Yeah. So
People think like, right, you show up to a gig, right, and you're just like hanging out all day, right, just waiting.
Oh,
for the
right,
gig. And
right,
so,
right.
Like I was telling my friend I'm here in Arkansas. He's like, "Well, you want to give me a call? Because you guys probably just have a bunch of time to kill." I was like, "Well, yeah, between like the social media engagement you're doing, and then
Mhm.
coming up with stuff, you're working on the set, and then it's like most of the time these guys have other jobs. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know very many, unless someone of John Reep's caliber or whatever. But it's like these guys have a second job, and then they're doing this on the side, and they're trying to make it all work. And it's
Yeah.
like people don't really have the understanding of what in 2024 what it takes to be
oh yeah.
in the arts.
Well, and it's a weird time too when that and mad respect to this chick. I'm just in no way a negative to her, but it's a weird time when Hawk to a girl, okay, skyrockets
More
to the
famous
top.
than any of us will ever be.
Yeah, skyrockets to the top of the charts, past everybody except Joe Rogan, and you're like, man, I've been busting my ass a long time.
God bless America.
This chick just said you got to spit on that thing, and she made it. And I'm like, one line, it's better than one song. I mean,
right.
one damn line,
Why it's
and
the
her
greatest
life
country in the
changed.
world.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes you sit here as an artist and you go, man, I'm focused on the wrong thing. I'm doing the wrong. I should be just talking about blowies or something.
I'm trying too hard.
You're right.
Was the Cash Me Outside chick before that?
Oh, Danielle Bergoli. Yeah, no, that's Dr. Phil. That's his number one regret in life. Like he probably sat with a gun in his mouth several nights going, God, how did I do this? Yeah, no, how did I make this girl a star?
Yeah.
She had the number one OnlyFans. She made like $80 million.
Kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, bro.
She's not even remotely attractive.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Who is signing up for this?
Pedophiles.
I would think possibly. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
You're probably right. Probably
Yeah,
right.
and that's a high spending demographic.
Yeah, Diddy signed up for it.
Yeah.
He was watching it. Yeah.
Robber.
Boomer's got all the money, man.
No doubt. Can
Can I say something about the Hawk Tuah girl?
Yeah. Here, Sean, trade out with him real quick.
You're fine.
Just
I'm
trade it.
sneaking here next to you.
Well, here, we'll try to
We
squeeze
can
it
share a
in.
mic, right?
Here, I'll scoot over more. Yeah,
No,
come
I
on.
just want to say about the Hawk Tuah. Sorry, guys, I had to.
Here,
the
scooch over
coffee
a little bit.
kicked
Let,
in,
yeah,
that's what I
no,
have.
that's good. Keep going. Just don't roll over the
I
cord there and unplug
I
me.
was sitting here. I don't know if you could tell for the last 5 minutes, and you were in the
Yes.
middle of a story,
I
and
can
I'm like,
see, yeah.
I just had to. I just blew up your bathroom, but I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
that's awesome, man. Damn terrorist.
That's it. So, yeah, the Hawk Tuah girl.
Yeah, I saw the look on your
Look,
face when you went out the door.
I appreciate her passion and
Yeah.
her enthusiasm for this act of love.
Yes.
But don't you ever hawk up anything. And spit it
No,
anywhere.
not on me.
Not on my body. That's disrespectful.
That is kind of,
It's
I mean,
passive aggressive is what it is. It tells me how you really feel about this act.
yeah.
Oh, you want me to do it? Here.
Yeah. This is the loop. Yeah, hold on.
I want some damn respect around here.
KY right there.
Yeah. I don't want you to spit on it. I want you to salute it.
Yeah.
Permission to go to work, sir. Permission granted.
Respect the peanut.
Yeah. Exactly. So I just want to throw that in.
No, that's great. That's hilarious, actually, man. That's a good point. But yeah, that's the difference, though, you're talking about is that, when you started your journey, performing music was actually about performing music.
Right. Yeah.
And what you're saying is now for you, the business is about a million other things
Well, I mean,
besides
it's always kind of been like that, even before streaming. I mean, and all that stuff. You almost had to be like an artist and Walmart at the same time. Like you would go tour with other bands it was all about the merch game.
Yeah,
How-
no, that
How
is
much
so
merch,
true.
How
man.
much merch you can
Yeah.
have on your table, the different variety of merch. It's like I gotta have beard oil. I gotta have
Yeah.
I gotta have
Yeah.
these all these bandanas and I mean stuff that doesn't even have to do anything with anything. It's like I didn't realize I had to become Walmart as well.
Right.
And just the cost of touring.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure,
you
yeah.
want to just support yourself on tour. That's what.
Well, but now touring
45,
is
50 grand.
right. Touring is the biggest.
Oh, it by
you
far.
gotta go show up in person, or you're not gonna, because now, I mean, independent artists at first they were like, oh my god, iTunes, man, it's like ripping people off. We're only getting 60 cents off the dollar, and now it's like, dude, you're getting fractions of a penny.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
streams, and
Yeah.
so it's like just when you thought they couldn't rate independent artists even more, I mean, they figured
They
out
found
way
a
to
new
do it.
way.
Yeah, so you got to figure out a way to work around that.
Yeah,
So it's tough.
I learned from bands about how the game is played. Like I have some friends, and their band was doing Rocklahoma, and I was like, man, that must be so awesome for you to get picked for that. And he goes, picked? Hell, we paid for it. And I was like, what do you mean?
Oh wow.
And he goes, yeah, there's a buy-in if you want to do that. And that buy-in for that band was $10,000. To
Man.
play rock, but just to put yourself in Rocklahoma and not on the main stage with, the Shine Downs and the bands like that.
Yeah.
You're going to be on this stage over here with, Joe and the Trinkets
Leaf
and,
Garrett.
Leaf Garrett and then, these folks over here. But what I did also find out is he said, but the merch is where the money is. These bands, they make so much money in merch, and they have to because Jesus Christ. I don't want to be that guy, but I remember when a good T-shirt was about $20. Man, you $50 on a T-shirt,
Easy.
man.
Well, that and the licensing now, right?
Oh,
Licensing
yeah.
for like film and TV and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
that's, now you can't make, you like I was watching Goodfellas a little while ago. Like that soundtrack for Goodfellas would be the full budget of any movie today.
Probably would, yeah.
It's like probably a $20-30 million soundtrack. Rolling Stones. I mean, like everybody on there, and it's
Yeah.
like. And then you get these weird unintended consequences of like, okay, well now you can't have cool movie soundtracks anymore,
Right?
right? Because we took all the money away from the artists and they had to like scrape whatever they could from whatever they could get, right? Which is like movie licensing and TV and whatnot. And it's like now we fucked up this other art form too unintentionally.
John, I'm looking at some of the audience here, and they're asking a question. And
Yes.
I know you talked a little bit about it earlier, but they were saying, what was it like working on Harold and Kumar on that set?
Oh, it's great. Well, John Cho is
Mhm.
hilarious. A very nice, funny guy.
Yeah.
Cal Penn, also nice. Very serious, though.
He looks like he
Yeah.
probably normally
So we didn't
serious.
cut up as much as me and John Cho. And Missy Pyle
Oh, she's hilarious,
is the
bro.
best. So we
She's
shot
hilarious.
this thing in Louisiana.
Okay.
And my scenes were in Louisiana. and so that you could drink anytime you want. I mean, in Louisiana, there are no
Yeah,
laws.
there's no rules there.
Yeah, if you get pulled over in Louisiana and your blood alcohol level is lower than the cops who stopped you,
You're going to jail.
they let you go.
You're doing something wrong.
Yeah. But no, me and Misty Powell hung out one night, partied it up. It was like all day of shooting. We stayed at this nice big casino, like resort place, and we said, let's go get a drink somewhere. We went to this little hole in the wall place, and they had this jukebox. And you walked in, it looked like a dark, sort of like a biker bar type scene. And,
Okay.
and we didn't know. We just walked in, and there's
Yeah.
a jukebox. And I remember just Misty Powell walking up to this jukebox and putting up just a lot of money and just hitting all these buttons. And she was like, and it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes later, everybody in that bar was dancing, having a great time. And you could tell that's not the place where they typically do that.
Right.
Missy took over. And I was
Yeah.
like, I love this girl.
Yeah.
So she was amazing to hang out with. And it, like I said, everyone, the directors of that, they went on to do a lot of stuff. They did Karate Kid
Mhm.
series right now, Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
They're great. They also let me improv a lot. There's a scene where Cal Penn and John Cho's characters meet me for the first time. They're on my property.
Okay.
They're lost, and they're wearing these disco clothes from
Yeah.
some other night, and they see a deer and they start petting this deer, and all of a sudden the deer's head explodes because I shot it. I'm a
Okay,
hunter,
yeah.
I shot this deer, and so that was in the script. And then I improv'd a whole scene where I pull a knife out and I stab the deer and I lick the blood off, and I'm tasting it like it's a fine wine.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I'm born in 04.
Yeah.
That's a good year for deer. So they just
And
let me
that
go.
might be one of the most quoted
Man.
lines of that movie. I
Yeah,
bet.
people say that to me. They're born in 04.
Yeah. No, because it's so random and hilarious. It was just one of those
Like, you
great
can taste
ad
blood,
libs.
know what year.
You're right, of course. Yeah, right.
So they were very generous in that way. Those guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most fun times I had on a set. Also, I think I did the best on that. Other than Eastbound and Down was cool. I
Right.
was intimidated.
Right.
I didn't want to mess up, and I was so worried about getting it right that I didn't.
You weren't as
feel-
loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did okay, but not as good as
You did great. You did fine. Yeah, no, you did just fine.
But Curb Your
You were there.
Enthusiasm, I tricked myself into believing that I'm as good as Larry David.
Yeah. How does one do that?
Because you really have to see yourself as
You-
equals.
You do, or otherwise you're going to
Otherwise,
stay
it's-
intimidated.
You
Yeah.
don't come off on. You'll see
Right.
it on the screen.
Yeah.
And so I have to trick myself into believing like I could do this.
Yeah,
It's
but
easy.
who's Larry
I can
David?
make up dumb shit. And so yeah, I think that was a good scene.
Hmm.
Me and Larry David hit it off pretty good. I made him laugh out loud one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that probably felt pretty great.
Oh, it was crazy to see him laugh out loud right in my face at something I said. I'm like, that's
That's-
great. I want that
I'll
blooper.
die right now.
I didn't make it in. It's a blooper, but I want it.
Yeah,
And,
so, but you do have it on you.
I don't have it. I have to hit them up and see if I can have it if they even kept it.
That'd be great, man, to have
Yeah.
that, wouldn't it?
That was fun.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Now, Sean, let me ask you what I was asking these guys earlier. I know that you have been on some of the biggest stages in the world. Who was the person you met along your journey of performing and whatnot who really made you starstruck? You were like, well, I cannot believe I'm sitting here talking with or performing with or whatever with this person.
It had to be like maybe Paul Abdul with the glazed eyes
Yeah.
from the pills and the wine. I think.
With the glazed eyes.
Yeah, that was probably the most. Yeah, no. I mean, I got to play with some pretty phenomenal people as far as sharing the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of the best people were the ones that have been, not a whole lot of people know about, but they're insanely good and they've been doing it just as long as
Mhm.
big acts.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that was kind of inspiring because I'm like, oh, these people are old and they're still doing it. You know what I mean? And they never got to extreme stardom,
Yeah.
but they figured out a way to keep it going. And they were insanely talented. I mean, I'm sure that's how it is in the comedy game as well. I mean, you probably have some comedians who are just solid and they're always pulling, they can fill up the loony bin or whatever, but they're not doing like arena shows or anything.
Sure.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Of course,
Uh,
there's many of those. Sure.
But, so I don't know. It's kind of,
I come to mind.
well, but those people keep going because they're, I'm almost having to realign myself with, I'm having to rethink why I'm even doing music in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I think kind of like in the way we have relationships, I don't want to get too like
No, you're good. Go
psychological,
ahead, man.
whatever. But you know, I think sometimes when we have expectations on people that we have relationships with, that we put our expectations too high on them, and we ask things of them that we should never have required from someone to give us. Like, you're supposed to give me this, you know, or give me this feeling, or give me this whatever. And I think we do that sometimes with the craft or the things that we forget that we started doing these things because we were drawn to it and we loved it.
Yeah, it
You know
becomes
what I'm
more
saying?
about the business
Yeah,
or
it's
the.
supposed to give me this, and it didn't give me this, so fuck that shit. And you just walk out, or you give up,
Yeah.
you quit, and you do something else. And lately, I've been having to realize that music was never intended to make me famous.
It was
Like,
just
I
something
should
you
stop-
loved.
Right, I should stop expecting it to give me something.
Yeah,
I should
and just enjoy the
just do it
craft
for
as
the
you
love
do
of
it.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of in an existential, like, you know, trying to really get back to why.
What what's my motivation?
Right,
basically.
and
Hmm.
so I can stay in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
You know, and if fame never comes, but on another hand, it's like, well, you got to get to some sort of notoriety if you want to eat.
well, yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean? Like,
helpful.
you got to
It is
freaking pay your
helpful.
bills, and so
Yeah, you need somebody.
So
Yeah.
at some point in time, if it's like if I can't pay my at least make a living, quote unquote, off of it, then I probably am not that good.
Well, that
So
that
You
could
gotta
be.
get that merch.
You got
You gotta have that merch. Yeah, you gotta get the beard merch going.
We all dabbled in merch, and it's the one thing I hated the most about merchandise was the T-shirt part of it.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
I have to go out there and do this myself. I don't want to pay some other guy to go set that up, and
right.
I'm not even selling enough to pay this guy sometimes.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So, and then you'll be standing there with your T-shirts, and then someone will come up to you like you got like a quadruple.
Yeah, you got a
XL.
5XL?
I'm like, well, that costs a lot more.
Yeah,
money.
that
It's a
cost
lot
me
more
$7 more, bitch.
Yeah, and then some girl like, I need a medium. You give her a medium. Like, that's not a medium. This is a large. I need a girl's medium. Before you know it, like, I'm done with T-shirts.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
One size fits all.
Yeah. No, I like yourself, man. I remember I had a laser disc printer, and I would burn my own CDs and disc print, you know, the cover on it. And I'd be sitting there the night before a show on like number 50 going, this is bullshit, man. I hate this. I don't even want to do
money
this.
doing that, actually, because I, in the beginning, when CDs were selling,
Yes.
I had my first album was called John Reep, Bless His Heart. It was an hour stand up that I filmed in, recorded in Houston, and it was a great set. It was just a random set.
Yeah.
I got on audio, and I'm like, I'm going to sell this, and so I made it look really good, got it produced, and I sold a lot of them. But then I would run out sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can just go to Walmart, buy a bunch of cheap ones. I got it on my computer, just all day burn these.
Burning one
And
after
it
the
was
other.
cheaper because I didn't have to get it back from the producers or whatever.
Yeah.
And I made it look like this is a rare edition. Right here.
Yeah, it's a bootleg.
I made this myself.
In my own bootleg.
I signed all of these already.
Yeah.
And it was faster because I didn't have to open it, sign it. I was like, I already done it. Here,
Yeah.
bing, bing, boom.
Yeah.
And I made my money back that way. But no one buys CDs
No, if you had CDs out, they'd look at you like you're insane right now.
anymore. You have to tell them this is a compact disc.
Yeah.
Don't borrow your grandmother's car.
Yeah, you know
Put
that
this in that slot.
that slit under the radio that you don't really know what it is. You know, you shove papers in it and stuff. That's a CD player.
Yeah.
So are comedians not doing vinyl again?
Some might be.
I think that would be ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand why musicians would put out vinyl again,
I
but
think
like,
you'd have to be.
but a comedian doing records.
I
don't
think
even
what
know.
they do now. I mean, just to get a QR code, I just
Yeah.
have it on a coaster.
Yeah,
what I
that's
did.
pretty
I
much
made
it
my
now.
own coasters because every bar, every club needs coasters.
That is true, and that's a
even
great
if I
way to
make
do
too
it.
many, y'all can have them, and you're promoting me even when I'm not there.
Yeah, no, that's a
And
good
so I
idea,
just leave it.
actually.
It's a QR code. Someone will pick it up, be curious, and boom, takes you right there.
And you're
Buy
done.
this if
Yeah.
you want.
You know,
That's a great idea.
it is maybe one of the fastest and the smartest ways to do something like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know any comedians now doing vinyl that come to mind. Maybe Jim Brewer.
There's
He
like
might.
Arj
for fun.
Barker or Dimitri Martin.
Yeah.
Some of your like deep alt kind
Yeah.
of comedians
Maybe
would be
so.
doing it,
Maybe
but-
so. Maybe so. You know, and you know what? Have you ever seen a comedian so big, so good that they'll come in and they just decide maybe I'm not going to really do a set tonight. Dave Chappelle.
God, yeah.
Oh my God, he's one of my all-time favorites. He's the goat, or one of the
Yeah,
goats.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know honestly, and I grew up watching SNL. I like In Living Color, Mad TV. All that stuff's good. None of it is the Chappelle Show. None of it.
No.
No.
Chappelle Show is undefeated.
Yes.
But Dave came here and performed, and we went and saw him. And I don't know if he was spliffed out, drunk, both.
Yeah.
I don't think he might have done 6, 7 actual jokes.
Right.
And then the rest of it was him just ambling on and being whatever. And you know what? It was still better than 90% of the shows I've
Yeah,
ever
that's
seen
what I
in
was
my
gonna
life.
say. That's how he writes.
Yeah.
Some comedians write on stage.
Yeah.
Because you kind of need that. You kind of need to be under the gun to make the creative
The
juices
pressure.
Yeah,
flow.
Bill
Yeah.
Burr does that.
Bill Burr does that.
Yep.
I
We-
do that to some degree. In the beginning, I wrote everything because I didn't know how you could do this, and you got to start somewhere. And I was
Yeah.
writing everything down and try to memorize it like Carlin would do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and perform it in front of my mirror, and it was all the mistakes that you make in the beginning. But
Right.
then over time, repetitions, experience. If it's funny, you
get-
remember it.
Yeah. You kind of just get used to,
Yeah.
laying it out and playing with it on the stage
Yeah.
during that time. But probably much like you might with the guitar or,
Right.
improvising on your own riffs and whatnot.
Yeah, there's 3 hours of Chappelle on YouTube doing literally a 3-hour set at the comic strip at like
Mhm.
11 p.m.
Hmm.
And it's hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, look,
He smokes like 3 packs of
I was
cigarettes.
gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
how much smoke was in that room?
Yeah.
and nobody tells him he's not smoking. Ain't nobody coming to him and
I
going,
love
"Yeah, you
that.
can't smoke here."
Yeah.
I mean, I would
in New
hate
York
it.
City.
If I don't like the secondhand smoke so much, I'm not gonna complain about it, but I'd be like, God dang it.
Yeah.
If Chappelle did it, I'm like,
No, I'm smoking tonight.
give it to
Smoking
me.
in New York
Let's go
City.
Marlboro. Let's go,
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Smoking
you're
in New
right.
York City is like a capital offense. Like they'll execute you for that.
Really?
And he's there. He's just.
I remember I used to smoke, and I remember when I first moved to LA. I'm at the Improv Comedy Club, just hanging out, and I thought, I'm looking around like, no one's smoking. They just don't smoke in Los Angeles, and I'm like, well, I kind of want to go smoke, so I step outside. There's like one other lonely guy standing out there smoking. a
Some
cigarette,
poor bastard,
Just
yeah.
me and him. And it used to be a communal thing where you
Right.
go out and talk, and so now I realize I'm sitting here, I'm lighting this cigarette, and there's this big window. I can see everyone in the window having a good time without me.
Yeah.
And I'm out here by myself.
You're the crackhead.
And then as soon as I lit it, I swear to God, I heard a fire truck. And I thought, you gotta be shit.
That's great.
They're gonna come.
They're on the way.
Big
Yeah,
brother.
like
We
New
got a
York.
smoker.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, New York, LA, you can't smoke anywhere.
No,
You go to a
man.
restaurant in North Carolina, the tobacco, that's where Winston Salem.
Yeah, right,
And you
right,
go to a
right.
restaurant, they said you want to sit in the smoking section or the chain smoking section.
That's right. Yeah. You want your table to be on fire or? Yeah. No, I remember they had a Western sizzling.
Yeah.
And they had a room for smoking, but it was all glass.
Yes.
It's all glass inside
Everyone
the
can just
restaurant.
shame you.
You can just look in there and see the smoke billowing.
Yeah.
And you're just looking at them like, God, man, you came out smelling like if you're in there, you smell like a butt when you walk. You smell
I mean,
like
and
you
it was like the opposite of the Improv in LA, where I was by myself smoking. The Western sizzling, everybody's in the smoking
Everybody,
section.
yeah.
And you're the weirdo eating a salad by yourself.
That's right. Yeah, it depends on where you are, man. You're right about that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take just a quick break here. And I'm going to get, Sean is going to do a live performance for us. I'm very excited about that. So give us just a minute. We're going to get this set up and we'll be right back with Sean Michelle performing live for us. All right. So stay tuned. All right, we are still going in here. Everything is getting set up, so we're getting ready to have Sean over here in just a second. And let me get this. Let's see if I can get this camera lined up real quick.
I was relating to your Louisiana stuff, man, because I was born in New Orleans, so I know all about drive-through daiquiri shops.
Yeah, I love their loophole where it's like
a little piece of tape.
Yeah, with some tape on the straw.
There we go.
So
That's
it's not an open container.
Right. And to me, that's like the perfect, that just shows that the only line of defense is this little scotch tape I can just easily pull out a drink.
Do you know about that? You can do it full on drink. Drive-through daiquiri in Louisiana.
all right. I'm going to move my mic over here, and we're going to let him do what he does here.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, this is early. Dude, it's amazing too, the timing. Like I'm a huge Norm Macdonald fan and like some other comedians or whatever, but the timing comedians. When y'all were talking about Dave riffing on stage, it reminded me a lot of how a lot of comedians and musicians is very similar, but I think with timing and everything and rhythm but God, dude, stand-up comedy is at least with music you can turn shit up if you suck. But like, it's just you and a mic, man, and it's
Chappelle's big, like compared to like a jazz singer, jazz performer.
Right.
Just kind of riffing and improv.
Yeah,
Jazz does that.
Oh, it's true, man. It's true. All right. Well, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, Sean Michelle.
you want me to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Broken people make broken lovers winning. Comes to this world, she got broken lovers more than cover. Red flag will always line your path, but it don't make a difference if the love won't last. If you're in this thing only for the sex, won't take that long before your soul is wrecked and you start this dance all over again. If you're looking for a lover, how about starting with a friend? Every night and day, people all suffer with pain. Everybody's on our best man, but it's never too late to be healed and changed inside by the touch of the grace. Swiping right will bring you made for life. So real society is built on one night flames, but we put our pleasure up of keeping promises. No wonder the family still persists to hurts the worst, the innocent kids. They grow up thinking that it's just the way life is, and we dump this shit on our own children. So anyway, this vicious cycle comes to an end. Every night and day, people all suffer with pain. Everybody's on our best name, but it's never too late to be healed and changed inside by the touch of grace. Every night and day, people all suffer with pain. Everybody's on our best name, but it's never too late to be healed and changed inside by the touch of grace. Touch of grace. Come on now. Touch of grace, yeah. Touch of grace.
Hard to do it.
Man, what an awesome
That's why you can't
performance.
follow music.
No, you can't do that, man.
For last.
No, you definitely can't do that. Listen, big thanks today to John Reep, to Dick Colligan, to Sean Michelle, to Chad Sledge, to the Looney Bin, and to, of course, all of you guys for being here with us today. Man, just can't thank y'all enough for what you've done to push us, promote us, and lift this show up. You are still the best audience in the damn world, and don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. We'll see you next time, guys. All right? Yeah.